chat. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? I had to get everything set up. My bad for the hold up, guys. I was trying to get my volume and stuff set up because like I couldn't actually hear my I hear myself, so I had to see my volume and stuff. Y'all can hear me? Nice, nice, nice. That's good. All right, guys, let's get into this, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting for this all day. So honestly, like, the stream has already, it already had went by. So we're just gonna go ahead and rewind this up a little bit. So so we won't be wasting so much time because I'm at, the volume kind of wasted a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and rewind this up. Switch the stream.
The great library burned, and my dear Sultano should have disobeyed my orders and risked. Had I known, I would have ridden out myself and smashed my weapon right through that statue of a mask. But the Sultana was eager to meet these visitors.
Oh shit. Okay.
Long had we heard tales of Heathmoor, a land so far from our own. Submerged in blood, ruled by war, slave to the wants and lawless, disorderly. And here I was, forced to play host to darkness personified.
Alright, does that sound better,
She
guys?
called herself Commander Ravier, and she sunk her claws deep into the Sultana. I begged my liege to cast her out. I told her what I had seen. But she was much too enamored by this visitor, blinded by her own pride and the prosperity that had blessed her time on the throne. I should have stopped her. I should have disobeyed my orders and risked being executed myself. Perhaps if I had done so, none of this would have happened. My life for my kingdom. A worthy trade. Alas, it is now too late. The sphere was destroyed. The great library burned. And my dear Sultano, slain. Ravier has taken everything from me. From us. I do not know what she saw in the relic, but whatever it is, I will stop her. Hope is not lost. We will rebuild the sphere, and we will ride for Heathmoor. So wills fate.
I have literally heard all of this already. I heard this on their page on Instagram, like, which I heard, and honestly, like, I kind of knew it was that was talking. But she was always talking about her commander for years. Honestly, it's like thinking
Incredibilis!
There you go.
Welcome, Warriors. We are once again live with the Warriors Den. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Nolan.
Happy New Year to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still say it. It's still January.
It's good.
We can still say it.
Chinese New Year was just last week too, so I mean it's still very relevant.
Love a technicality.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. Welcome, everyone, to once again another Warriors Den. We have a great show lined up for you today. And as you can see, as we said, we are live.
We're alive. Yeah.
We're doing the things. You're seeing the things. We can see chat. Sir Dolphin Master. I don't think we'll be able to nerf that belt for you, but you know, hearts go out.
We'll try. We'll talk to JC. Maybe we'll see if we can
Yeah.
lower the damage numbers a bit. So.
But a couple of things to get through before we jump into the meat and potatoes of the show is we've got Pro-Am's update. Sign-ups end today at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. We did that to avoid that confusing midnight what day is midnight? So sign-ups in today, and so get signed up because the competition starts on January 28th. And then remember to tune in to the For Honor Twitch on February 5th, that's a Sunday, for the finals and the grand final grudge match.
Ooh.
So the finals will determine who gets the prizes, which are these awesome color 3D print statues with a custom base. And the grudge match grand finals, that's just
I'm not gonna
bragging
lie,
rights,
guys. This
because
stream is
it's
about
cross
2
region
hours
and
long, so
sometimes cross
honestly,
region.
we're gonna
But
sit
there will be
here for
more
a minute.
information in the chat if you want. There should be sign up links dropping in just a second. So you can head on over to Battlefy, sign up there. So we'll have the
But it's
UBL
okay,
links
though.
coming wherever. What side? Chat's over
I'm all
here.
down
Yeah.
for it.
It's always
Over there.
confusing to figure out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's not the only prizes we're going to be talking about today. Nolan, I believe there's some stuff they can win just for like being here.
You're absolutely right, Brian. Thank you for. Oh, camera's over. Yes, you're absolutely right. So, I mean, here you are today. It's live. It's Twitch. That's definitely not distracting at all. And yes, so while you're live with us today, make sure you link your Ubisoft accounts to Twitch. And for every 30 minutes you stay with us and watch, you can get a scavenger crate drop. So look out for that. And also, you can be entered into a chance to win 100,000 steel. And also, or also,
That's a
the
lot of
new
dough.
hero. It is a lot. It's a lot of dough, and so you get a chance to win the 100,000 steel, or even the new hero. So yeah, stick around, watch, and your chances can only improve from there. So keep an eye out on that. There we go. And then also, I mean, streaming is not just for us today. You know, we have more Twitch fun coming up in the near future here, starting next week with the launch of the TU2. From February 2nd to the 9th. If you are streaming Twitch or streaming For Honor on Twitch and you're one of the top 10 streamers, you can win 100,000 steel just by streaming and having people watch. So that's super cool.
Honestly,
so hope
all
you
I gotta
enjoy
say,
that.
guys,
And
is
if you're
one
not into
day
streaming too and you just want to just be
we
part
are
of the
going
show
to
and just
be
watch along, just by watching as a viewer, you can
best
also
For
win
Honor
fabulous
YouTubers
prizes, which are all
or
listed
Twitch
there on the
streamers,
side,
both.
somewhere on screen for you to see.
We'll
Just
put it
don't
out
forget
there
you have to claim your
so it can
prize
actually
every time
happen.
they unlock. So you do have to
Yeah.
keep checking back in. Don't make my mistake where like hours go by and I wonder why only like my first hour is still there and I have to claim it all. So, but you have a whole week to do it. So you know, just enjoy. There'll be plenty to enjoy. So hope you have fun with that.
The last couple times we've done the directory rewards, there's been some shenanigans that we've had to put a stop to. And so we're going to be continuing to do that and vetting to make sure the top 10 streamers were actually streaming For Honor and not just trying to game L system. So, yeah, you can look forward to us making sure that you're actually, you know, keeping along with the spirit
Absolutely,
of the
absolutely.
endeavor. But speaking of free stuff, that's not all. But wait, there's more. February 2nd until February 9th, For Honor will be free that
Goodness,
entire
that's
week
crazy.
on
Oh, yeah,
Xbox,
that still is
PlayStation,
kinda crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Ubisoft
Do you know
Connect,
how
and
much
Epic Games Store.
things we can
So,
purchase with that type of steel?
because
Like,
we're,
we'll
I
be
think it's
able
the
to
first free week we've
literally,
done
like,
since
get as
Crossplay
many
Phase 2 went live. So
skins
this
as we
this means
want,
friends on
like,
any platform,
as
you can
much,
get them
like,
together,
gears
group
we want
up,
for our
and
characters, like, it'll
introduce
make
them
life
to
so
the
much
love-hate
easier.
relationship that is
Even
For Honor.
executions.
But
be
And I
dope,
think we've
man.
got more.
But
right?
honestly,
we got
we can
more.
still
We
get that
absolutely
amount
have
of
more.
coins,
You know, for those of you who've been
even,
following For
you know,
Honor for a
without
while,
getting this.
you probably
The only
know
thing about
that
it is that if we
in
do get it,
February
we're just
there's
gonna
a
save
very
it.
special time of year coming around. On the 14th, there's really one thing that
That's definitely
stands
been a
out more
smart
than
thing to do,
anything
but
else that day.
honestly,
Singles Awareness Day.
Singles Awareness Day is very important, but
sometimes that
even
type of
more
steel
so
goes
than that
past
is
the
the For Honor
point.
anniversary.
Oh, right.
That's right. As many of you know, if you've been with us for a while, as the most romantic game on live right now out there in the ecosystem, we pride ourselves on
It's almost like
celebrating
you're rich.
this kind
You
of
have
one
almost
more turn around the
100,000
sun
steel
there. So it's
in
like
your,
almost like a little birthday for
your
us and
account.
for all of you players out
I
there.
always
So
wanted to see how it
in
feels
honor
like
of
to
our
have that
6
much
years
steel
live, which will be on February
in
again 14th, if you log in that
amount.
day, you can unlock an elite outfit for
One
free
day.
for everybody, and it's super cool. We'll have a little bit of it later on. You'll get to see it, but it'll
Just
be
log in.
just log in.
Just get some drip.
Log in, get the drip. It looks great. It's got a lot of the purple color. I like purple and
Yeah,
color
you
schemes.
never
so
go wrong with purple.
definitely not. So that is really cool. And also for a limited time too, we're bringing back a fan favorite execution, Blades of the Vanguards too, which will also be available at that time. So you can come and buy that as
Blade to
well.
the
Get the free
Vanguard.
elite outfit and just celebrate the anniversary of For Honor. So 6 years, pretty
Get
pretty
your-
incredible.
Get your Fate Unlimited Blade Works Omni/Vibe.
It is. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I know. We all kind of have a different idea of what that is paying homage to. Like I'm more of a Omni/Vibe, but yeah, I know you're Fate Unlimited too. So
Yeah.
Either
yeah.
way.
I'm a huge nerd.
either way, you're smacking people with swords, so that's always a plus.
Nothing says I love you like delivering all 3 parts of a Highlander zone to your friend's face.
This is true. This is true. There's just no purer expression of love out there. So, but 6 years live. I mean, that's pretty incredible. And I mean, if I'm feeling it in my bones. I feel like that's super incredible. And 6 is such a great number, but I feel like there might be a number that's even better than 6. Maybe like a lucky number out there. What is it, Brian? What do you feel about the number 7? Is that
I
a good
like
number?
7.
Do you like 7?
Yeah, 7
seven's
7 is a
better.
holy number.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Six
has
is
been
better.
since like the 4th century.
Oh wow. So it's a holy number. It's a lucky number. It's I mean
Oh yeah,
the
lucky
4th
number
century.
7s. Yeah.
There's also that, yeah, for sure. So I think just in the spirit of tradition that goes back to the 4th century, I think For Honor, and we're happy to announce this,
Oh,
is
yeah, I did.
coming back for year 7. So you heard
I
it
see
here
it, I
first.
see it.
We're going to be back year 7.
I didn't
It's
realize.
official.
It's
Year
official.
7 For Honor.
It's so cool. Like I'm trying not to even say too much because my brain immediately jumped to stuff. But all I can say is that it's gonna be 4 new
No
seasons.
spoilers. No.
I know, no spoilers. I'm sorry.
Look
But
Get us both banned.
I know. I'm sorry. All right, but there will be 4 new seasons for sure. We can confirm that. New battle passes, 4 new hero skins, as well as 2 new heroes you can expect in year 7 on the year 7 season 2 title update 2 and season 4 title update 2. Kind of similar to what we did this past year. So you can look out for them. It's going to be really cool. I wish I could say more,
I'm
but
super pumped.
yeah,
I can't wait for us to like.
I know. It's a lot we want to talk about. But we're gonna leave it at that. You can stick around because we'll at a later date we'll be able to share more about what's coming up with there. But I think for now though we want to close out the rest of year 6 right. So Brian,
Yeah,
you
so
wanna
let's take
recap
a
it?
trip down memory lane and talk about what happened in the last season
what we
title
got.
update.
Mhm.
So we had Frostwind Knights Event Pass Battle Pass. We had a hero skin, Commander Ravier, very much like Baldwin's second vibes.
Absolutely.
I was very happy to see that. We had
February
Testing
2nd.
Grounds
We
with
don't got long
Yormi
for
the
that,
Normie
guys.
because I got a lot of.
I took a
I got a lot
picture
of
of
guff
all of this
for-
on my
You said
phone.
Jorm, right?
I
And
had-
it disappeared.
I had
don't know
Warmonger's
where it went in my
voice actor
phone,
say
but I literally
Jorm.
had
It's
this
my
whole
fault.
thing on my phone.
Oh my god.
I could
Yeah.
keep track of
So we had a
everything.
couple Hero Fest and a throwback
And
event, Raining Inferno,
just
which I know
got
gave a
lost in
lot
my
of nights
contacts. I don't know
flashbacks to happier times.
Where it
Listen,
was.
that volcano,
All those
that volcano's
pictures that I
ours.
have
Okay.
It was
taken in
funny
my
5
phone
years
and
ago,
just
y'all.
covered
It's
it.
still funny today.
Can't find it.
I don't know.
I
I
know
don't
it's
know.
somewhere in there.
And then coming up, title update 2, we've got new hero releasing February 22nd. We're going to talk all about that new hero today. We've got some armor variations coming up for you also on the 2nd. We've got 2 hero fests. It is Nusha and help me out,
Kyoshin.
Kyoshin. I went over that like 15 times.
I know.
I was like,
So many words.
I just want to say Kensei every time, and I'm like, that's not it. No, Kyoshin and Nusha. So a little bit of Nusha love always makes me happy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then we've got Horkos Masquerade. And special note on this, make sure that if there are any rewards from Horkos Masquerade that you haven't gotten, that you get those, because it'll be your last chance for a while. Ominous silence.
Very ominous.
But yeah, I think without further ado, we have some stuff to get to, right?
Do we?
Right?
I suppose. I mean,
Is
the
there-
rest of the.
You may have noticed
stream, yeah.
there's kind of a certain kind of theme of an Arabian influence.
It's true.
So, in fact,
Mhm.
what is that curtain doing there?
That wasn't there before.
No, what's going on?
You do.
I
Whoa!
broke the set.
Almost. Almost.
Boom! The key art for the Afira hero.
That's right.
Oh,
Feast your eyes upon it.
Yo,
It's-
that's a male and
it's a
female.
feast.
I didn't
version.
realize
I
Max went to the full
swear,
screen there.
I
So I was
knew
like,
it.
look at it.
I knew
Look at it.
Oh my gosh.
No, so the Afira
Yo, he looks
hero,
sick, I'm not
and
gonna lie.
we're not just—it's
Both
not
of them
just the
do.
key art. We've got a
Yo,
sick,
I think we got a new
sick,
character, bro.
wicked sick
Wicked
trailer
sick,
for
alright.
you.
I
And
ain't
so check
gonna
us
lie,
out, and then
bro.
we will be back
Looks dope.
with hero narrative and art.
Holy
Trailer.
shit, man. Yo, okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Okay.
What is fate? if not an ally. A friend who walks with us in life. A guide who delivers us to journey's end. Too long have we stood aside. Now, at last, we enter the fray.
What the hell? That's cold. Nah, that's cold. I'm not even.
We are the Aphira. Let us light your path.
Nah, that was sick as hell. I'm not even go cap. That was sick. Nah, fam, that was crazy. Nah, that was crazy, bro. Yo, did you see the moves that she had on her, bro? Nah, that was crazy. But I think that was a male version. I think it was a male version, and it was a female. That was the female version that we just saw. So she cold. If it's only a female version, I don't care because she's still cold regardless. Like, I'm still gonna play her regardless. Yeah, it
What an
did,
awesome
because
trailer.
like.
Were
she
you guys
did, like,
as excited as we
something,
were?
like,
Mace, the
it was
bonkening
kinda
is
crazy.
upon
I don't know
us.
what it was, but like, it was pretty
So, a
cool.
couple of things, real quick. I'm joined by Stefan, Andre, and Anastasia, and we're going to
Imagine
get
having a
into the
grappling center
hero
character.
narrative and art. How are you guys doing today?
That would be awesome.
Great, excited to be here.
Thank you so much for having
I
us.
think that's
Great.
that might be.
Thank you for joining
where
me.
she's
It's awesome.
gravitating
Couple of
towards.
things real quick before we dive into
We
this,
just gotta,
because I forgot them
see,
in the
like, what
last
she's
segment,
really about.
is we have seen the reports of some connection issues, disconnects, things like that. The team's been investigating. We have a couple of leads on some potential causes, so we'll keep you guys updated on that as that investigation progresses. And then, what's the other thing? Armor variations will be in each segment transition for all of the heroes. So if you want to see your mains armor variations, keep an eye out on those segment transitions so you can see those. So Stefan, let's talk about Aphira.
Let's absolutely talk about Aphira. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you
Did
ready?
you forget everything?
No. If we keep saying it, will it be true?
I hope so. All right, Aphira, new hero. She's an Outlander, and she's our first Arabian hero. So
He.
one
You
of the
said
beautiful
he.
things about the
So it is
Outlanders
a dude.
is it allows us
'Cause
to
look at the
bring
chest.
warriors from all over the globe to For
I
Honor
was
for the
looking at
first
the
time.
chest.
And she's our
I was
first
like, I know it's
Arabian
it was
hero
a
here.
male version.
All right. So what can we expect from her? So that's like the high level, but like what can we
I
expect
don't know if you
gameplay
meant she
wise?
or he.
from
but you said he.
Sure. The other great thing about Outlanders, of course, new culture, but also
What did I say? I
their kind of
also
identity
said
is to bring
Outlander. I
unique
said
gameplay
that.
opportunities
I
to
said
us.
Outlander.
Or it's something
Either an
we've done with
Outlander
every
or a
single
knight.
Outlander because we had
Exactly.
say the
Pirate
Heath in
Outlander.
Heaths and
Chains.
Chains. Exactly.
Yeah.
Medjai had 2 modes with a breaking apart weapon, and this one brings actually 2 kind of cool gameplay opportunities. So first off, something called Relentless Reach, which awesome branding.
Yeah, no.
Allows her. Yeah, she's got a short range weapon, of course, but she can get through a group fight to other sides of it and kind of really run down her opponent. Nobody is really safe from her, even though she's a short range character. She can run really good, and she's gonna get you.
I had a little bit of time with her the other day, and I was like, "Oh, you can do that." You like big Yeetus deletus energy.
Yeah. Oh, you're rolling. Wrong answer.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like you think you're safe because you're on this side. Maybe not.
You want to try and run? You want to try?
Super cool. So yeah, short range for regular attacks, but relentless reach to get through that group fight, and then you'll see some feats and so on later on with JC, Vanessa, and Nolan to really show you how
Yeah.
she increases over time, which is cool.
Okay.
It's good. And then the second unique gameplay opportunity that she brings is stance choice becomes very critical for her. Anywhere you are inside a chain, if you do an attack, the direction influences what property do you get at that time. So, you know, you have to really be like, do I want this at that time? Do a top. If you want this, do a left.
Yeah, for my very smooth Warden main brain, I was very quickly like, oh, this is a hero with a high skill ceiling.
Yeah, we're very much hoping to see a lot of
Yes,
creativity,
deleted.
a lot of mastery, and some really awesome plays out of players with this character. So can't wait to get your hands on it. It's gonna be cool.
I'm so excited, and a mace hero finally in For Honor, like a proper mace.
Exactly. Let's do the whole rundown, I guess, of what are the properties, right? So she's got the mace and shield. These are weapons. She's got 2 armor sets coming that
The mace and shield.
the mace and the shield, one in one hand, one in the other hand. Yeah,
So
exactly.
Is there? Can I punch someone with the shield?
Yes, you could absolutely. You have to wait till the next segment, but we'll show you, and it'll be awesome.
Ooh, I can't wait for the game.
Anastasia.
Spoiling.
But the armor
We're gonna
looks
do all the cool
beautiful.
stuff right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
You'll
yeah.
see it in a few minutes.
Next segment.
Anastasia, in just a couple minutes, is going to show you the 2 armor sets and their variations. These are awesome as well. She's an Outlander. She's a hybrid. She's gender lock. So just as we did in the last 2 years, Warmonger Griffin, Kyoshin Pirate, Medjay Aphira, we're following the same pattern, basically.
We're nothing if not consistent.
We're, yes, hopefully.
I know some people in chat will be dismayed, but you know that's how we do it.
I mean, she's going to look cool. You'll see the armor
Yep.
sets and you'll like it. And then you play it and you'll be like, it's awesome.
Well, if that's everything for right now, I would love to jump into Aphira's background. What is her story? Where's she coming from? Andre, talk to me.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing to know about the Aphira is that they are warrior scholars. So in battle, they are highly acrobatic, they are tactical, and they fight with a lethal elegance, as Stefan mentioned. This is even reflected in the name, Aphira, which means gazelle in Arabic. And the gazelle, the way that it moves, was a major influence for us across the board. It was even the code name for a while. And so many of us still kind of know Aphira as gazelle. The Aphira, though, they're not just killers, right? They're not just going to bonk you and walk away. Bonk. Besides this elite training, they're also given a rigorous education in sciences and the arts. They really uphold knowledge as sacred above all. But in the end, all this training, all this education, it really only has one purpose, and that is to guard the Sultana.
Which, according to the lore story, they maybe didn't do the best job of.
I'm gonna well actually you.
Oh, okay.
Actually, if you listen to the story that we just heard right before, there is one hero who does step up and tell the Sultana and warn her about the Revere threat. But the Sultana, in her pride, didn't listen. You have to keep in mind that Arabia had been relatively secure now for centuries. And I can tell you a little bit more about that hero if you want to hear.
Is it Heba?
It is.
I think
Heba.
it's Heba.
It is Heba. So yes, Heba is our main Aphira hero. And like the other Aphira, she is recruited off the streets. She's a poor outcast. That's how the Sultana gets all her soldiers. But Heba, she's really an exceptional fighter. She rises through the ranks meteorically, and she shows real proficiency for astronomy. And so naturally, being an incredible fighter, being great at astronomy, that positions her well to be the guardian of the celestial sphere, right? So she essentially just wants to stop Revere now at this point. Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe that I've gotten with their conflict. Is Revere's got one idea, Heba has another.
That's right. And as you also heard in the short story, she wants to rebuild the sphere because she wants to follow Revere and stop her. And I can tell you that she is mostly successful at rebuilding it, not completely. So it was already like
Bubble gum, duct tape, aluminum foil.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was a bit like reading tea leaves before, and so now, to use another metaphor, mixing metaphors here, it's like a static television set.
Or like
Well-
when YouTube goes down to 240p if you're Gen Z.
Yes, absolutely.
just
And so what I can tell you at the beginning of the season,
So
while she
terrifying.
is successful at that, there's also perhaps a little clue that we've hidden.
Oh, we hid there's a clue for people in chat.
That's right. Yes.
Is it here? Is the clue in the room with us right now?
It might be. It might be. We've hidden it somewhere, so you have to take a look for that.
Okay. Can you show me in the broadcast where the clue is?
I'm not going to say anything, but if you find it, you'll get a glimpse into the future of Heathmore as well.
Well, speaking of inspirations, clues, all kinds of good Aphira stuff, Anastasia, what were some of the like artistic direction inspirations that went into Aphira? And I think we have some concept art to kick this off.
Yes, we definitely have some concept art to show. So when we started creating the character, it's always super interesting, super fun, and very hard thing to do. Because you have to think about so many things. So first of all, her personality, right? So we know that she is precise, elegant, and tactical. So we ask ourselves how she might look like, what's going to be her silhouette. And we thought that she's elegant, so she has this thin silhouette, and she's from the Arabic. We have this Arabic theme, right? So even from far, you notice that she has this Arabic vibe in her silhouette. And when she's coming closer, she's getting more and more dangerous, of course.
And I love how the silhouette, whether near or far, even with her slender frame, like you know exactly what's coming your direction. And
but she's super fast.
Yeah,
So probably you won't
quick.
even notice her. Yeah.
And I know that usually, or I can say usually, right? We will when we're designing a hero, you guys will
for
start
real.
with
Because
a weapon,
honestly, like
and
this
then kind
character
of be
looks
like,
way
okay, what
better, in my
hero
opinion,
kind of
than
comes out
Pirate.
of this weapon?
Honestly.
And I know with Aphira, it was a little bit the other way around. We
Because this
knew
character
we
looks
had
like,
this hero
you know,
concept,
they actually put
and
time into
that
this
kind of freed us up to
character.
be like, okay, now what weapon
You know what I'm
fits
saying? I'm not trying to
best
say it didn't
with
put
this
time in
hero?
a pirate too,
Yes,
but like it
exactly.
seems
This
like
is
you
what
know
happened
pirate's
with
kind of
this character.
basic. You know, like
So
this
we
right
tried
here,
like different
you can
types
actually
of
see the
weapon, but
detail in the armor
nothing like
and
really
everything they put into
feels
this
like
character,
it's
so you can
her
actually like
weapon.
see
And then we
it.
found
So it's like
this
they actually
very
took
interesting,
some
unique
time with this
technique,
character.
like
I
fighting
would
technique
really love to
with
play this character.
the
honestly.
mace and the shield. And it actually looks like a dance. You wouldn't suggest that, you know, mace is not very elegant, probably. This is your first thoughts. gonna
Yeah, that's
be,
kind of
right?
what a lot of like
Yeah.
fantasy media kind of portrays the mace as this big, heavy, unwieldy thing.
Exactly.
And like as a historical martial artist, I've been firsthand receiving on the end of the reality that it is very fast. We're talking 2.5 to 4 pounds, like because you've got to swing it all day in a battle. It can't be this big, heavy thing. But they're real quick and they're not fun to get bonked by.
Not at all.
It'll
Not at
Not
all.
at all.
bonk.
So I love seeing that paired with a shield because I think a lot of times we think of like this
Weapons are
big,
cool as fuck. Oh, yeah,
gargantuan
they are.
Sauron mace.
They're
and
fucking sick, dude.
to see something
Look at the
so
weapon
lithe
and the
and
shield,
elegant
dude.
Yeah.
Like,
is
holy
really
crap.
awesome.
Like I'm
And it
having a
fits
feeling
her
that she might have a
super well.
similar like
And
moveset to
also,
Valkyrie
as you can
almost.
see, this
Because you know
beautiful
Valkyrie and this
weapon,
character almost has the
um,
same shield, but like different
some
weapons.
of them even have this
But
sword.
you know, seeing from the
Wait,
gameplay or
are-
seeing what she can
is there
really
weapon
do,
lore?
There is
like
weapon
nah,
lore.
she ain't gonna
Yeah.
be nowhere
I,
So-
near
I
Valkyrie.
can hear
honestly.
like Pyro and Era and the
And
rest
let's
of
just
the
keep
lore
it a buck.
community just being like, huh? I'm listening.
Like she's way
So just like in
different
season
compared
22,
to
we
a
are
lot of these
introducing
characters,
backstories
but
for the
we're finna see
weapons,
in this
and so those will
gameplay
be
after they
available
show us
February
some.
2nd on the website.
I'm really curious.
And what I can tell you right now is probably my favorite is the Lost Century set. It tells the story of 3 Aphira who are trapped behind enemy lines, and they have to fight their way back home. So if you want to learn more about Arabia, you want to learn more about these amazing weapons, keep an eye out for when the TU drops on February 2nd.
That is awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I just love what
wait
the
for
art team
February
has
2nd,
done
man.
with these weapons, the colors, the inlays, and the armors as well, and a lot of the historical inspiration
Yeah.
that went into those. Like we're seeing right here with the patterning, the inlays, all the different textiles.
Exactly. And also, when we started to work on her, she is very light. and tactical, so she cannot wear
I'm
like,
not gonna
very
lie,
heavy
bro. Like,
armor, right?
a lot of people are
So
gonna
that's why we
mistake her
gave
as a
her
dude.
this
I'm not
light
gonna lie
armor,
because look at the
but
chest,
her body
dog. Like,
is fully protected.
I don't
She
know.
has this very nice
Like,
chainmail.
I thought it was a
and
dude,
that,
but like that's
enforced
100%
with,
a woman right
metal,
there. But like honestly, like you know,
plates,
from the chest, it
so
don't look like it.
She's
Honestly,
deadly, and be careful.
And I think later we can look forward to Vanessa telling us a bit about that crescent
Oh yeah.
being functional. But yeah, I love the inspiration here. I think Andre, you and I were talking the other day just about like the Abbasid period and
That's right.
and kind of a little bit outside of that, the like 8th to 13th century window, and just all of the inspiration from not only that time span but the whole
the armor.
region of the world.
yeah, me too.
And
This
we just
armor
basically went,
is
okay,
sick.
we're just going to take all this
Yoink.
time and
Honestly,
space
like,
and
Yeah.
into one hero.
high tier
Yeah.
armor.
There are a few historical inspirations.
Like
and so
honestly, when
yes,
we get
that's
this
one of
character,
them.
bro, we're gonna be
The
honest,
early
bro. Like,
Abbasid
we're gonna
period
get
of
literally
the 8th
almost
to 10th century.
all the high gear,
Really
bro.
fascinating
Like,
time. You had a Muslim empire.
It's not gonna take us very
ruled
long.
over vast territory from modern Morocco to Pakistan, and people from
Most
all over this
everybody's
empire,
character
they would
drops.
meet,
Oh,
they
hell
would
yeah.
influence each
Like,
other.
we're gonna get this character,
mostly in
and I'm thinking about
Baghdad,
what I'm
the
doing,
capital
like I
city.
did with Medjai.
And so
I'm thinking
you
about
have
doing like
influences ranging from
like streams
Arabian
on her.
to
You know
Persian,
what I'm saying, to get her wrapped
and
up.
we really
Like
see
you and
this
me, you
well
know what I'm saying?
represented
Like, you and me
in
could
season
collab,
24 as well.
And then like whenever
with
you're
Euphoria.
free and
But,
when I'm free, we could just go ahead and
It's never
you
a
know, go on the
one-to-one
stream,
history, of
you know,
course.
like
for Honor.
just
We're an
grind
alternate
on
timeline.
this character.
Yeah,
You
we
know what I'm
just-
saying?
just
Like
take-
get her
we
wrapped
take
up
what we
each
want.
stream,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And
take it.
so,
you know,
yeah,
take
but
it
the
slow, you know
Abbasid,
what I'm saying? Like,
Abbasid
until we
period
get this
is
character
definitely a
up to a
major
rep that we
inspiration.
want to get her up to.
Yeah, and just like, you know, it wasn't
Because
always
that's what
like
I
a
did with Medjai.
cozy,
That's why I got
like,
him up
I
to
think a lot
like
of times we think of it as a
rep
melting
16
pot area, and
almost.
it's
Yes.
more
Well,
like
he's already rep 16.
a
He's about to be at 17
convenient
soon, but
crossroads
that's what I
of
was
sharing
originally
of
doing with
knowledge and
Medjai.
culture.
But we can
Sometimes
literally do
opportunistically,
streams on her.
sometimes maybe less so.
Mhm.
You know, more
Because
necessity.
low key,
driven,
depending on how she
and
play,
there-
I
you know,
might
there
want to
were
get her up to
conflicts in
70.
that
I'm
era
not
as
even gonna
well,
lie.
but
I'm trying to
I
get
love
Medjai
seeing
and
that inspiration
Yorm to
pulled into
70,
Heath
so
more, and how
I
you
won't- I
guys
won't
have
mind
said,
getting her
okay,
up
we're
to
gonna
72.
you know, take this and pull from that, and you know how that weaves into you know you know expanding the For Honor mythos.
Yeah.
So, and I think like we had like inspiration from like the Mamluks.
That's right. So that would be the second major inspiration, the Mamluk Sultanate. And the Mamluks, they were very fascinating soldiers, ethnically diverse soldiers who served in the armies of sultans. And some of them were even personal bodyguards to sultans, entrusted to stay in their bedchambers overnight and not murder them in their sleep.
Because when I become a king, that's what I want: is some guy watching me sleep.
Yes.
That sounds.
some
that's
guy may
comforting.
do that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
that's gonna
Oh,
make
yeah.
me feel safe.
I am too, man.
And so the
Like,
Mamluks were
honestly, we don't
mostly
got too
successful
long
at
to
that.
wait. February
Eventually, they
2nd.
branch off. They form their own sultanate, and they're very successful there.
Gotta wait
2.5
till February 2nd.
centuries
We
approximately.
literally do not
Um,
got long at
But
all.
yes,
Like, I think
unfortunately,
it's
that
like
splinters off.
The
But
26th
in
today?
our
Yeah,
timeline,
so
Euphira,
like, we
they're
don't
the
got much to
natural
wait.
offshoots
It might
of
come
the
next
Mamluks. They
week.
do have a much more
Yeah,
positive
I think it's gonna be
relationship
coming
with the
next week.
Sultana than
Less-
the Mamluks did with
Not
their
mistaken.
sultan.
Less of the compulsory components. Like, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, that was another major inspiration.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, each of you, for joining me on this segment. A couple of reminders before we go on to the hero gameplay, Knight's Armor variation stuff. We've got the hero, again, available February 2nd for a exclusivity period of 2 weeks. And so she'll be $7.99 during that period. And then 2 weeks later, she'll be available for steel. And so in addition to that, from the 2nd until the 23rd, we will have a free event pass. So you can get your battle outfit, an ornament, and a mood effects. And right here we've got the Mystic Sage battle outfit. I really like the subdued colors in that and some of the symbols. And then we've
That
got
looks
your
nice.
Noble Panache
love
ornament
to have
on
that
Sir
on one of my
Legendary
characters.
here. So, you know, you can let your friends know that you have the Riz. And then Golden Light's mood effects. I am a big fan of any mood effect that has like light-based because they pair really well with a lot of executions. Most notably, my End Them Rightly pommel toss because I will not let the meme die. So thank you all again for joining me on this segment, and you homes stick around because we will be right back with hero gameplay.
Okay. The hero gameplay is coming up next. I can't freaking wait. Honestly. I've been waiting for this moment. Like, dude. They went crazy on the arm. I'm not even good. It looks good. Yeah, honestly, I can't freaking wait, dude. I can't wait. This is really exciting.
Welcome back, Warriors. We're so happy you're here with us today, so we can dive more deeply into the Aphira and all the gameplay and awesome stuff that goes along with it. So, you saw the reveal, you saw the trailer, you heard the lore, you saw the armor. So now let's get into the nitty gritty about how she actually plays and animates, and who better to help us understand all of this than JC and Vanessa. Welcome back to the show, both of you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Just, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows who you are, but just, in case, do you want to kind of introduce to the audience, anybody new watching, who you are, what you do
Who
here?
doesn't know GC?
I don't know.
You
but,
should know JC.
Go ahead. So I'm team lead game design. I'm responsible for the fight team in general, a lot of other things, but take care of a lot of heroes, balancing that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
Vanessa.
And I'm the team lead animation, so it's counterpart in the animation
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Amazing. So the fight, the animation, all the things that put the character into the game, into your hands, so you can play and enjoy. So that's awesome. I'm excited. Let's dive into this.
Yeah.
So first up, one of the first things we always kind of like talk about is, can you give us some explanation about, what went into this character? Like, what was your inspiration, all that stuff? Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah. So as Stefan mentioned earlier, right? One of the concepts that we used for this hero was what he called, rightfully so, relentless reach, right? So relentless reach in this case does not mean a super long weapon.
Okay.
Doesn't mean like hitting super far away, but it does mean that whenever she wants to reach somebody, she will reach
She's
somebody.
gonna get there.
So that's like one of the big pillars that we had there. So we really tried to focus around making sure she was like super agile and running around the battlefield. And I think that's super represented in her animations as well.
Yeah, exactly. That was really something inspiring for us because she has to be agile, but with a blunt weapon in a way. So we had to make it like, like she's in control of her weapon, but when she's gonna bonk you, like
Yeah.
she's gonna bonk
It's the word of the day, by the
I
way.
think
I
so,
love
yeah.
it so much.
Brian
yeah.
did that good.
If we just get bonk in the chat for everybody. that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
And then the other aspect we're really focusing on is something I would like to call like every stance matters. So for this hero, we're trying something a little bit different. Like sometimes, you might be used to playing some heroes and like for Shinobi, for example, right? The side heavy finishers are undodgeable, the top is unblockable. We tried to go one step further with this hero. So we wanted to make sure that, first of all of our finishers had like kind of different, not necessarily different properties, but like her heavy finishers have different properties, definitely, depending on which stance you're picking.
Oh, okay.
And her light finishers have superior block, which we'll go into, really help you defend yourself in group fights, but be a little bit more aggressive doing it. So we really tried to have a lot of that picking what stance you're going to be doing kind of really matters, and having a big impact on how you play the character and what choices you make in what situations.
Nice. Well, I think it's about time we show a bit of that off, right?
Hey,
So,
yeah.
so for visibility, you're going to see some gameplay on screen. This is JC. If you notice the other Aphira, this is me as a punching bag. So I'm just here to take some hits and JC.
So we're going to start with something that I really want to highlight because it's an amazing part of this hero. It's just the way she changes her stance, right? So you can look at, like, you know, from, let's say, from right to top. Like, Vanessa, you want to talk to us a little bit about this?
Yeah, because the stance matter a lot for this character, we really take our time at mocap to design them in a way that they look cool and they flow very well, like top to right stance. It flows so well that we were like, usually it's pretty linear, the animation that we do, but for this character specifically, you have, like, if you spam the change stance, because everybody does that, right? It kind of look cool, like top to right. It's kind of flowy. And yeah, I'm really proud of the change stance. Really, it's because it's not really gameplay, but it's part of, like, everybody see the stances. It's the starting point really to start fighting. So we really wanted to design the silhouette and the stances. In a good way.
I find it really sells her agility as well.
Yeah,
right? Like
you're just right there, and
yeah.
you know already. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, so we're gonna start with what are her chains openers, right? So she has normally lights, normal. As you can notice, her lights have superior block, so that it helps you really, like, counter people that are attacking. And she has heavies as well, right? So they always look super good. Here we have front dodge heavy.
A little bit of delay in it.
We have.
You
You want to put your infinite life there? Yeah.
I was just like, I'm about to die. No.
Just so that yeah. Okay.
Now we're back.
We have side dodge heavies as well, right? So again, really good stuff there.
Okay.
We also have a little something that's kind of new that we haven't really done before. We have a neutral bash. That's feintable, right? So we have a rush like this. It's kind of slow, but
there's the bonk.
You can feint it.
We found the bonk.
Yeah, there's a bonk here, right? So you can feint it, so it's really good and mixing up opponents from super close range, having a lot of that stuff there that's super interesting. So that works really well.
I haven't had that before.
There's other little specific things we'll get into with that specific bash. So one of the things that's also really interesting is that her light finishers also have superior block, right? You can kind of see it on the indicator there. So again, the idea is when you're in a group fight, when you're outnumbered, in a 1v1 situation, it's not the best tool, but in a group fight, it's super interesting, right? Because there's somebody trying to peel you off, trying to do something, block them, hit your current target, super good, really interesting stuff.
Nice.
But then, when you look at her heavies, so her right stance heavy is unblockable. Her top stance heavy is undodgeable, and her left stance heavy displaces. So if we go here, you can see that it... Wait, we're gonna do it a little bit more. It's in a wall splat here, right? And I can get top heavy off, I can get, like, different things off. So again, we really want her to have, like, that choice here where you have that built-in mix-up of I'm going to do unblockable, doing undodgeable. She also has a bash in her chains that you can do after any opener, which is this super beautiful looking kick. You can do it after dodge, or whatever you like. So that's super cool there as well. You get a lot of those mix-ups. All of that stuff is really built in. But then you're going to look at me, you're going to say, you know what? This is just like a, two-hit chain hero.
Yeah. JC, when I look at this, I just see a two-hit chain here.
Yeah, right?
What's up with that?
That's kind of weird, right?
A little bit.
So what she can do is that after every single attack in her recovery, similar to what we have with some other heroes, you can do a recovery cancel.
Ooh, okay.
It's not a regular dodge cancel, right? It's a flip that she does. But you can see right now, and what's cool is that I'm doing it like just pressing dodge, right? But you can also do it sideways.
Hey, yo.
You can do it
No.
front.
What the?
Right? So just
That's exactly what I saw when GC's like, let's have movement, and that's because the first time we did those transitions, that was really cool to do. We did the back first, and it looked amazing, and we were like, I think at that time we like, we should do it like on different side, because that when we do play session and we play, and we're like, I wish I can do it on the side as well. So we start allowing it to do it, but the backflip was sliding, so we went back to mocap. I'm like, DC, stop hiding stuff. Like, but it looks so cool, and it's so fun to do it as well. Like when you do it, it's just so satisfying.
Yeah, it's super satisfying.
Yeah.
And so out of this backflip, here you have a meter, like a little bash that goes pretty quick, goes pretty far. works really, really well. You can also do it off of a side one if you want. You can do it off the front one. You can do it at any point you want here. So that's super interesting as well. What's cool with this is that, you know, really using a lot of stuff like target swapping, deciding what direction you're going to go in when you flip, when you do things, really, really helps her move around the battlefield. And that works really, really well. The next thing I want to really highlight is after any single one of her bashes, so if they are like kick or knee-based bashes, so after this one or after this one, you get a guaranteed light or a guaranteed heavy finisher that keeps the properties that we have when you're doing them normally, right?
Oh my.
So if I go, it might sound a bit weird to go like this and go, oh, this is unblockable, but still it works really, really well, and it works here as well, right? I can do top, I can go this one that displaces again, and whenever it's off of shield-based bashes, it's the same logic here, right?
Okay.
And what's really interesting here is, I don't know if you've noticed, and Vanessa can talk about this, right? When I'm doing your heavy finishers normally, they look like this. If I do them after kick, they look completely different, even though they have the same properties. And if I do them after a bash, they also look different.
Yes.
Right? So you want to walk us through this?
Yeah, because we designed them to be like you have your shield more in your presence as well. Like when we design, and we wanted to have like a variety of animation in just to like let you like guide you through the chain that you want to do. So and for this character specifically, like the shield, yes, she has a shield. She's not the first one to have a shield, but technically the shield is a weapon. And like in how it's made, it's used as a weapon. So that's why when you bash and maybe do something else with it, but the shield is really like a part, like really part of the and I like the design, like the nook. Like
the
little hook, and we use it in the stance as well. Like
right, if you switch from that side to the other side there, you see like kind of she pushes the mace out.
Yeah, as soon as we saw it in the design, at first we're like, oh my god, we're gonna use that in the guard break and like all those kind of moves. We're gonna use it. So we evolved, like the whole team evolved and adapt. It was really fun to do.
Yeah,
because there's even something about that in the guard break itself too, right?
Yeah, when you guard break, she kind of punches with. Yeah, the shield.
I love that animation.
Is it like your face to do some damage?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she gets it right in the hook. So yeah,
it looks super cool.
Nice.
She also has a regular, pretty fast zone attack from neutral. That also counts as an opener. Kicks afterwards. You can flip afterwards if you want. She has a running attack. Again, counts as an opener. So kind of everything kind of counts as an opener there. So that works really, really well, and that's cool. I think like even her like the way she runs, she looks super interesting here. Like I really like the way that that works.
Yeah.
And then there's another little trick that I'm gonna show people. Right?
Oh, okay.
So you know, like I was talking about relentless reach.
Right. Like I'm so far away, right?
Super far.
You can't get
right. Like I'm
you
gonna
can't
try to
get
like
me.
hit you with a light or
Safe
whatever I
over
can.
here. I'm safe.
But wait, if I try to do that neutral bash, this is what happens.
Oh, yeah.
She runs towards her opponent and then hits them with her shield, right? So this is super cool. That's what we mean by relentless reach, that she can really run towards her opponent. Even while you're running, you can move around a little bit. So if your opponent's around a corner, you can kind of like curve around the corner, have that good stuff going.
It's so fun to pull out this.
Oh yeah, it's super cool. You can feint that run at any point during the run, so you can crazy if you want. You can also cancel it with a flip. So you can go like this, whoop, or go a little bit further out. Yeah, there we go. You can cancel it with a flip. I can cancel it with like a side flip if I want to. I can do like whatever I'd like here. So it's interesting to really have like that sort of control here and really go into running and what I want to do, what's going to happen. And we wanted to give her options when she's running so that if there's opponents nearby that try to hit you out of it, you can anticipate it, do a flip, try to avoid them, feint block, do whatever you'd like. That works super well. It's very, very cool there. And I think her run, like it's a bit similar to, like, you know, we have Orochi that runs like this a little bit, but it looks so different and the outcome is really strong.
Yeah, because she's looking at you and she has her shield like in front because she's still like, she's tactical, like it's part of her character. So she's like, she knows where she's going and like, don't let her reach you.
It's a doom train coming your way right there. So yeah.
She also has superior block dodges, so you can see the shield flashing here.
Oh.
On the top, and then you want to do me a top attack?
I will do that.
Right, do it again.
Ah,
And so when you hit guard break, when you successfully block with this, you get a shield bash.
she bonked me again.
We'll do
So many bonks.
That leads to those heavy finishers that are faster
Yeah.
as well. It comes from a shield, so you get the shield variant of those attacks
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we really want to have like that, a lot of cohesion there, and have that aspect really, really like shine through, and have this. So that's really, really cool. You want to show a couple of emotes, maybe?
I mean, sure, if we want to do a little
Oh,
handstand there. That's honestly my favorite one. I'm glad I got this character.
Yeah. It looks really
Just
amazing.
styling.
dope.
Just styling.
That's right. She's showing off her skill, right?
Yeah.
Now Vanessa, from an animation standpoint and mocap, like, did you actually had the mocap actor
Yeah, you
doing
did that.
handstands?
I mean, we might have cheated a little bit and hold him in place, to be honest. But I mean,
You know, we do what we can.
but with her, I mean, she's flipping a lot. So the guys has to to do flipping for like 8 hours stuff.
Yeah, at some point.
It's pretty tiring just to look at them. So I don't even like imagine like just doing them, you know. So
Seems exhausting. Oh,
Yeah, we have a little flip of the mace here.
yeah, showing off.
Slightly different. Showing out the celestial sphere there. That's really, really
Mm.
cool.
got some good spam here. I like it.
Yeah.
Actually,
Right.
we when we do the animation, we look at the spam. Huh? We look at
Yeah,
how
we
they.
really do. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to make them like as cool. It doesn't often like come out like cool, but when they do, it's pretty satisfying.
Yes, just so you know, chat, like we do consider emote spam
Yeah,
in the
totally.
creation of new
Completely.
emotes.
I love
and
those
stuff.
videos. I love those videos.
Yeah, and so,
Trust me,
we went to
I have a lot of
mocap with this.
emotes,
A lot of new animations, a lot of
Yes.
Kinda
variety.
one of 'em,
I
but don't do it
really,
all.
really like the way that she's fluid, how she moves, how she their stances, the attacks look really, really cool.
'Cause she has a lot of attack, but it means a lot of transition as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is always the not the bane of my existence, but every time JC came to my desk and like, yeah, we might want to add
Kinda
something or
trippy.
change them. I'm like, oh my god, all those transitions that we have to do. So,
Yeah.
but we adapt and we try to find the
Yeah,
best.
we
Like,
do what we gotta do. But
yeah, exactly.
and then I go see her and go, this needs to be 400 ms.
Oh
and
my
it was
god.
6.
Oh my god, yes. We'll see later with the feet, but yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go have a quick look at the feats. Vanessa, you want to talk to us a little bit more about
Do you want to do execution right now? Or?
We're gonna do executions afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to just talk a little bit about more the process that you guys have for
Yes.
from when we're gonna mocap and design for the animation.
Yeah, exactly. So the first time we go to mocap, because we go to mocap often to adapt to the design of because it evolves obviously, and we the first time we go we do navigation first, really to show the personality of a character. We always do them the navigation because it represents the core personality, like with the idol breaker. When you wait a little bit longer, you're gonna see her personality show through, and yeah, so we do basic opener, finisher, those basic attack, because at that point it's so early in the process that sometimes it's not even fleshed out yet how it's gonna evolve, the
Yeah.
transition, we were saying, she's gonna move that way or that way. So we have to go back to adapt and adjust the timing and all the transition and everything. So obviously all the execution for every character, it's
For
always
sure,
like
yeah.
that, but execution, emote, podium, it's all
Yeah,
mocap.
yeah.
And yeah, but we have to think in advance, with all the concept. We give the concept to the mocap actors so they feel inspired, give them a little backstory as well. So
Yeah.
I'll
No,
get into it.
Our mocap guys are
They're
absolutely
good.
amazing.
Crazy good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you and again, I've seen the list, people. I've seen the list of animations, everything they have
Yeah,
to
I
they
know.
go through. It's insane. The amount,
Yeah.
the amount those poor actors just running for hours.
Yeah, when they do the run, because the run is pretty low, and
Yeah.
I think
Oh
we
yeah, that
did
was
some,
rough. Yeah.
we did some take when he was just lying on he was leaning on a couch thingy, and he was just trying to run because she's so low, then it's hard to mocap. So obviously the animators, as soon as they get the data, they can adjust it to make it natural in a way and to make it feel good. And there's a lot of camera work as well that we have
Mhm.
to adjust to make it feel good as well.
Yeah.
So,
That's super cool. All right, so let's have a quick look at feats. We finished our little setup here. So just to note, feat cooldowns, we're in Dominion. The feat cooldowns are set to fast. So don't rely on this for feat cooldowns. But that's what it is. So we have 4 feats, right, on Aphira. The first one is a nice little kick like this, grabs and throws, right? This is 500 ms from neutral, not a lot of range, but still very, very, very strong, really hard to react to, and it looks absolutely amazing. I don't know if you want to
I'll
do
do
it.
it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Yeah. Hi-ya.
Right? So
I love
a lot of what we
It,
did.
it was so impressive to see that live. Like,
Oh, yeah.
our actor did that for like in front of us, and
Yeah.
we were like,
Just straight up.
okay, cut. I think we got it. It was so cool to. And I think it's just really amazing to do. But obviously they don't do it. And how many MS it is?
It's 500 ms, so it's very, very fast.
They don't do it in 500 MS. They do it like they don't want to hurt themselves, obviously. So
Yeah.
that's when we like have to adjust it and to make it like readable and understandable. It has to fit with like the characters. So yeah.
Yeah, and we're
It's so
like
cool.
a lot of people on the dev team are like big fans of wrestling and stuff, and we're really trying to get a little bit of that agility.
How
there,
did you
right?
know that? I mean,
I don't know.
yes,
Right, but
fun.
it's I find it super interesting that we have like a lot more agility in what she's doing,
Yeah.
her moves, and it like I'll do it again on Nolan. Just grab it.
But it reflects the character. She's agile and she's
Yeah.
really tactical. She knows exactly where to put her body to
exactly.
to just like flip.
Uh,
over.
So feat 2 is a defensive feat. So feat 2 is whenever you land a bash, you gain a defense buff for a few seconds. So you can see on the shoulders here how it lasts. So you get a little bit of defense. So again, she lands a lot of bashes. A lot of her kit is centered around bashes. So we wanted to make sure to give her like a bit more of reward when she does perform her bashes, and it gives her a bit more safety in group fights as well. So that's super interesting.
And I noticed the green glow also came off of the first feat too. So,
Yeah,
so that
exactly
counts.
right.
That
So,
also counts.
so feat 1 counts as a bash. Feat 3 also counts as a bash.
Oh.
Right now. So feat 3, I'm gonna do it from far away because we can do it a little bit from further away. So feat 3 is another part of our relentless reach aspect. So when you pop it, you run towards your opponent, kick them, throw them to the floor, and then you get a guaranteed heavy effort. I didn't land it, obviously, because I'm not good. But that's the whole point here, right? So, and then when she does it too, Nolan's gonna be able to do it for me. And have
I'm
a
gonna
look at
mash
her.
heavy. I'm gonna
Yeah,
mash
and
heavy.
look at her guard indicators. You see that she had full block during the entire duration of that run. And so when you're point blank, you can actually react to some attacks with it, block them as you're doing the feat, and grab your opponent and do that. It's really, really good. It should be good for ganking setups. You can do a lot of different things with it, so that's super, super interesting.
The fun story with that one was we did the first feat first, like at mocap.
Oh yeah.
Put it in a game, tried it, and we're like, oh my god, that's so cool. That looks so cool. And I think it was you or Stefan, I don't remember, like, oh, can we do another one? I'm like, okay, let's go back to mocap. Let's do another one. And we did another one. Like one of them, I think, moved forward, the other one moved back.
Yeah.
The
So
opponent.
when one of them hits, like you
Displacement, yeah.
push your opponent backwards from you, and then the other one keeps your opponent in front of you. So really gonna have that kind of like change there.
And I think it was that. I think it's the third one that at first was. I think the data was like 3,000 ms.
Oh, yeah,
something really
just
long.
slow.
Because
Took a little
it's
bit.
kind of long
Yeah.
to do, and GC was like, it has to be like. I think at first was like super fast, and I'm like, GC, you have to give me a little bit of
Yeah, you know, a little bit of a thing, but
because it's so hard. And it's always like it's part of our job really to make it work. It has to look good, but it has to make sense in gameplay as well. Because we deserve like deserving gameplay through the animation. It
Yeah.
has to make sense. It has to be balanced as well.
Yeah.
So it's really like support each other and come up with something cool.
okay, and then I'm gonna show off the last feat, which is feat 4. We can't show it off
To its full
to
extent.
its full extent.
Yeah.
But basically, she throws her shield. When it hits the opponent, leaves them with a defense debuff, as you can see right now. The trick with this is that it deals damage, debuffs defense, and it bounces around targets. Kind of like similar to what Pirate has with her third feat.
Yeah, the ricochet.
Yeah,
thing
the
going on.
ricochet,
Yep.
right?
Nice.
So it kind of bounces around, debuffs everybody it hits, deals damage to everybody it hits. Super cool looking. Everybody like that. I think that was the first feat that we had in, and we're like, yeah, guaranteed this is in.
Oh, yeah.
At the end,
Wait, did it say?
like it
I
took,
think it's in the trailer as well.
I'm a throw.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bouncy,
Yeah.
trailer.
yeah.
It's like,
So-
it's like an awesome
super,
discus.
super cool.
It's great.
Yeah. So, right, so that's it for feats. Let's look at executions, right? So I'm gonna gently kill Nolan here.
You're gonna thank you for gently killing. I appreciate
Right.
that. I love that you're thinking of me.
Yeah. So we have this execution here. Again,
Ow.
showing off the agility there, super,
You know what
super
she's
well.
doing, right?
Yeah.
I'll wake up. It's okay, and I'm okay.
Right, you're okay.
And I'm okay.
Special developer powers. All right, so I'm gonna
Do the other one.
the other one.
So many bonks.
So many bonks. Right, so again, like really showing off a lot of this agility.
Yeah.
I think I have the other ones equipped up for me as well. I'm not,
Yeah, I think I have all of them.
I should have all of them.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, this one's cool.
Oh, so good.
A lot of inspiration.
Using the shield.
Yeah,
control,
that's it. Like
yeah.
really using the shield to control your opponent.
It's so cohesive.
Yeah. And finally, there. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it happens. It's live, you know. This is what happens.
Damn.
Oh, look at you combo. You're
You're
swagging
showing
on
off,
me.
Lucy, you're
You're
showing
swagging on me. Nice.
Right. So
Oh, and she
We-
kicks it up. She
yeah,
kicks
she
it up.
kicks
at
it
the
up.
end.
Like just that little part there, like it's
She's
amazing.
flipping over your body.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty much it in terms of fight kit and feats, emotes, executions, all sorts of good stuff. So yeah, I think Nolan,
I-
we're gonna talk about.
Well, I just wanted to keep playing. I'm sorry. I'll set the controller down now. I'm just trying to. I love
Yeah.
the handstand. It's so fun. Wow. Yeah. No. Sorry. One more week. One more week.
It's
and we
fun to
can
play when
Yeah.
because I'm not as good as GC when I play the game, but it's fun to play when you're like not as good, but you feel really good because she has so much option. Even
Yeah.
if it's simple, it has
Yeah.
a lot of option. And when you're really good, it's the best comment we got during a play session was, "I die, but it was really cool."
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yes, cool.
Yeah, you-
that's-
That
I
doesn't
think-
happen often.
Right. Yeah. And I think you get the sense like with all of that, like you could put that whole kit together in so many different ways. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
I love that.
cool.
That's it. You really can afford to be creative, and nobody plays Afira the same.
Mhm.
We saw it when we were playing. Some people really do like a lot of flips. Some people do a little bit less, and then like they try to do like side flips. Some people like try to focus on I'm gonna hit this person, target swap, flip into that towards
Yep.
that person, do other things.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of that like personality that can shine through as a player. while
yeah,
playing this hero, so
it's
really
easy after that to know like, oh, this person they're using the shield a lot, so
Yeah.
it's easy to
Yeah.
kind of know in which way they
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, even though she's like got the super unique move kit stuff, for people out there who are already playing For Honor, like what is there like a close parallel that maybe you could equate her to for
So
people wondering?
I think like as we've seen a bit, there's there's the running, there's those stances. I think if you play Shinobi already, she's kind of a natural fit. Like she has similar tools in terms of like the flip. Like Shinobi can flip, obviously. Like has different types of mix-ups, but it's really the idea is if you play Shinobi, you should be right at home. If you play Orochi with the running or Shaman with the running, you're right at home. You know how to use these tools already. They're just more accessible with her. And they're also a little bit different, but you can get into that. And so we really wanted to have like that kind of feeling of, well, there's some more some of the more agile heroes that we have. How do we translate this into a shield hero that does not have a traditional full block stance, right? Usually when we have shield heroes, except for Gladiator, because it's a really, really tiny shield, they have like big block stances, right? And so even though she does have a shield, we wanted that shield to be part of her move set and not necessarily like a big defensive shield, right? So that's like that's a big part here for that. So I think like at least Shinobi, Orochi, Shaman, these types of more agile heroes fit really, really well with her. And then if you use Orochi as well, dodge cancel, that's what it does. It works really, really well.
Cool. And how do you see her fitting into like the team comp for like competitive play or if it's just online?
So
Like, where do you see that?
What's interesting is that she has a lot of tools to stall with her flips. She has a lot of tools to deal a lot of damage in 1v1 with like hitting and wall sliding people. So there's a lot of those things where it's like she fits, I think, into team competitions where if you want to have somebody that's going to be good at stalling a point, somebody that's going to be good at doing 1v1s, a little bit good in group fights, having that aspect there of being able to, she's kind of well-rounded in those aspects. So, and it's a big part of the meta right now. It's stalling, doing like really keeping a point, making sure that you can keep somebody on a point and have them stall there while their teammates come to help them when a bunch of people come. So there's a lot of that stuff there. And she's also an excellent ganker with her feats. Like those feats that, keep you pinned for a long time, flip you around, that sort of stuff. You have an ally nearby to get a free heavy all the time.
Yeah.
Super good there.
That's awesome. Well, very cool. And I mean, do you have any other tips maybe for players coming in next week when they first get their hands on Afira? Like, what tips do you want to impart on them?
I think one of the things I'd like to say is like she has all those dodge cancels, right? But they're not regular dodge cancels. They go into like something really unique and specific. And a lot of that can make you predictable, and that's the big thing here. Is that we don't like if you're playing with Aphira quite a bit, and you start to do that all the time against people, you start to become predictable, and because you become predictable, you become a lot easier to beat. So I would say really focus on that, the fact that she has a lot of different options to force your opponents to make reads on you. We're really pushing the game into a more like we want players to read their opponents more, which is different from guessing. But the big thing is that like, you really have to keep being unpredictable at all times. And when you're fighting her, it's a matter of looking at her, looking at the player that's playing Aphira and going, okay, so what are their patterns? What are they doing? What are they repeating all the time? And what can I beat? We've taken a big care into making sure that things were still punishable, that if you make correct reads, you do get punishes, you do get a lot of stuff out of it. But I'm going to leave that for players to find out. There's a couple of other like little cute things that we didn't go into that I'd rather like, players find it out more organically. And like,
we can't just tell you all of this.
Exactly,
Sorry,
right?
you got to discover it for yourselves.
There's no more moves, but there's like there might be something like, oh, I wasn't expecting this and that.
Gotcha.
So I would say like really go explore, try to see like and develop your own play style with her, which is like super interesting for that.
And start to learn running because she's
Start to
gonna
learn.
If
she
you
runs
play
quite a bit.
against an
Oh
Aphira,
yeah.
start to
Well, I was gonna say, like, what can I do to defend against Aphira? Because I can't run away now. 'Cause she's gonna chase me.
Right, so you have to face her head on
Man. All right.
and do correct reads. That's
Do correct. Well, I'm in trouble then.
Getting
That's
sick
for
of
sure.
running from me.
Okay. Well, very cool. Well,
run no
thank
more.
you so much to both of you for coming here and sharing with everybody here. The first gameplay look at Aphira, going over the animations. Is there anything you want to kind of say, like to
well,
community? out there?
first, I want to thank Francis, who's probably watching from home right now. He's on a well-deserved vacation. Who worked super hard on this hero. The entire fight team always works on every single hero, right? We're all doing this as a big group, along with Vanessa's team on animation. But Francis was responsible for this hero, and like props to him. Like, she is amazing, super fun to play, really good job. And then Vanessa's team did an absolutely crazy job on this hero. Like we're all super proud of it. We have audio with Carl that also like she sounds amazing too. Like it's not super obvious. We're just playing now doing stuff, but as we play her, you'll see that she's like everything sounds great.
It's really a team effort. Like,
Yeah, it's a massive
all
team
across the
effort.
board.
Congrats to the entire team. We all did amazing. And
Yeah, I want to congrats the animators that work on it, like Ricardo, Nawel, and Kadem. Same, we're a bunch of animators as well, and we help each other, like debugging at the end and wrapping up everything. But congrats! It's so cool to see like her fleshed out, like, and everybody's working together. It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
Really proud.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. That's amazing for real. And yeah, big shout outs again just to everybody who worked so hard to bring her to life. And thank you both so much for coming and showing off all this amazing stuff for the team here. So we're gonna have to transition, but stick around because you're gonna get some more screen time with JC, who's gonna go over all the patch notes for S24 TU2. Yeah, so we look forward to that, and we'll see you soon. So don't go anywhere.
Okay. What y'all thinking of the character so far, guys? So far, the character is really good in my books. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for it to come to the game. Like I said, we don't have too long to wait for it. We probably got like until next week until she comes out, so it's not long at all. So, but just what we saw, she's working great. So definitely gonna be playing this character day one. It's gonna be very fun. Hopefully the patch notes are good. Hopefully they're making really good changes because I don't know. I just really want them to change certain stuff in this game. Like I said it in my last stream. We just gotta wait for them to try to, make those decisions and change those.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined once again by Mr. JC Franet. Or rather, I'm joining you because you were here in the last second.
I haven't moved much, so that's okay.
We've got patch notes coming live on February 2nd.
Yeah.
But I think we have one thing to talk about before we dive into the notes. Wasn't there testing grounds, a ground of testing.
Yeah, ground of testing, right? So, so there's two things, right? First, we completed the Jormungandr testing grounds not that long ago. Went extremely well. We're super happy with the results. We'll have more details to share, you know, in the coming weeks or whatever. But really, the idea is like it went well. We got a lot of feedback, and we were able to act on a lot of that feedback. So I think we're gonna have a really, really good rework. We're all super proud of it. So that was amazing.
And thank you, real quick, to everyone who responded to the Testing Grounds survey, who gave us feedback on the subreddit. It was really appreciated. So thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. Honestly, like my wife got mad at me because I was on Reddit too much. But I mean, this is what happens. But it went well. Yeah, you doing that?
Yeah.
That's a
We
big
have
over.
plans today.
Yeah.
There's Reddit feedback.
There's Reddit feedback I gotta read. Yeah. And so the other thing I want to talk about is the dodge attack improvements testing rounds that we did a little while ago. So we wanted to take a bit more time into bringing that live, parsing through a lot of the feedback that we got. I know a lot of people liked it. We know some people, like there was some aspects they liked, some aspects they didn't like. We got a lot of really constructive feedback, so that's great. We're taking our time a little bit, but it's going to be coming soon. The changes are going to be coming soon, so it should be really, really good.
And that was an interesting pile of feedback to dive into. Because
Yeah.
on the surface, it was like, ah! And then when we dug into it, it was like, well, I like 80% of it, but there's like 20% that is freaking me
Exactly.
out a little
Yeah.
bit. So we really wanted to dig into that and thoroughly understand where you guys are coming from. So
Yeah, and the more nuance we get in that type of feedback, the better it is for us because we can really act on specific things and not just go blanket. I don't like this or I like this, right? So
yeah.
that's always really good to have.
All right. I think that's it. We can jump into the
Yeah.
notes of the
With
patch.
notes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we have hero improvements as usual. Right? We've been doing this for a while
Yeah.
now, so that's pretty good.
I just want to see the slate. It was
Want to
so-
see the slate? Yeah, right. Okay. So we're gonna start with defensive stance abilities. So by that I mean abilities that you perform while you're holding down on the right stick on your controller, or holding down with your mouse if you want, or whatever you go there. So for Conqueror, Blackbriar, Valkyrie, Warlord, Kyoshin, and Nobushi, doesn't really have she has that sort of input, but it's not really as defensive. But for the heroes that actually have that block there, those abilities no longer pause stamina regeneration when you hold them. So you regen your stamina while you're in that block stance. It no longer costs stamina when you block attacks. I know Spaniard is going to be mad at me. That's how he calculates how much the hit reactions of attack.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be.
Well, he's going to
I'm
have
sorry.
to find a new methodology.
Exactly, right? We love the guy. So we removed the stamina cost to block attacks, specifically because, again, we really want to flow towards not being stamina starved all the time, especially with those abilities. I know I've heard comments from people that go, well, I'm just going to stay in there all the time.
Stamina
That's not
is really important in this
at all.
game.
You're gonna get guard broken out of
Yeah.
it. Like it's not broken or anything. So that's
Have fun
struggle with.
attempting to make that work.
exactly. And then the last thing that very few people knew about was that whenever you used to block attacks in those stances, you got less revenge, right? And so that might be part of why sometimes you're like, oh, why didn't I get revenge there? Well, it's because you were using that full block. But we've removed that aspect, so now you get the normal amount of revenge. Should help you survive better in group fights, be able to use those abilities quite a bit more. So that should be really, really useful.
Oh, nice. So I can now feed even more revenge.
Exactly, right? That's how it works. And then for Nobushi specifically, so hidden stance no longer pauses stamina regeneration when you hold it. Again, she
Nice.
can go into her hidden stance, get her stamina back. She only dodges really when you start it up. So she can stay in that
Like
stance, but at
JJ
least
in
she's
a
not
way,
going to be
'cause
like
JJ
again
has the
stamina
same
starved
thing.
while
You get
she's
into
in
his
there,
hidden stance
and not
and your
having to
stamina
really
back.
have a look at her stamina and go, oh, this is what I have to do. I have to be really, really careful. So you can go into it more often, hold it for longer, and get those sweet options she has out of there a little bit more often.
Awesome. One more reason for me to avoid Nobushi.
Yeah. We all love Nobushi. Next we have Berserker. So
I'm just keeping it real.
I mean, this is a short note.
it's a
but-
very short note, right?
But I'm seeing some words in bold.
Some words in bold, yes.
So I'm feeling like this isn't a simple change.
It's not a simple change, but it's a very significant one. So Berserker can now cancel the recovery of every single attack with a dodge at 300 milliseconds. So before, Berserker could only really cancel the recovery of a bunch of attacks into a dodge, but only on miss. And so with this, it's every single attack, every single time. And we really wanted to go towards that with Berserker, because the hero is supposed to be a crazy attack machine that always attacks. Berserker has front dodge heavies, front dodge lights, side dodge lights, everything's enhanced, and it really fits the hero super well. Gives him a lot of movement, vulnerability, invulnerability rather, in group fights. A lot of you can do a lot of more stuff with that, right? You go attack somebody in a group fight, try to get peeled. Oh, and I'm going to dodge away. And we felt super confident giving this to Berserker right now, because there's no bashes that are super quick, that have like these really difficult moves to kind of deal with. So we were confident enough to give this to Berserker right now live instead of going to a testing ground with that, because it works really well with the hero. It makes a lot of sense, and we're not anticipating a lot of difficult things.
Yeah, because everything with Berserker is really like flowing and fast, and then you'd hit this kind of chunky moment.
Yeah, you get into those heavy finishers, just boom, I'm stopping, and then I have to start again and start again and start again. So with this, like, you get a lot more mobility and a much better flow there.
Yeah, and now we know why you can't give a Viking 2 axes.
Exactly.
They'll go berserk.
Exactly. They literally go berserk. That's the problem there. All right. Next up we have Kensei. So we've been doing a lot of changes to Kensei recently, and this is like one of the final ones we're going to be doing for now. But I think it's one that was super well requested. Basically, this kind of rounds out Kensei's offense in 1v1. So the chain light attacks now cause a medium hit reaction. They used to cause a light hit reaction. And we've also adjusted the timings from chain lights to finisher lights, so you can still dodge them, right? So you can't just go like light spam and your opponent can't dodge out of them or whatever. But this might not seem like much, but this means that Kensei can do the opener into Pummel Strike, into into chained light, and then do that top heavy finisher that's unblockable, and it will no longer be interruptible at all by your opponent. So that's kind of like the final thing here, where if Kensei gets his Pummel Strike, which he does quite often, then going to that finisher is super rewarding, because then you force people to really, really deal with that mix-up. And then that finisher has like a lot of soft feints to do a bunch of different things. So it's super effective. It works quite well. And it gives the hero a lot more pressure in 1v1 situations.
Yeah, it sounds like it should break him away from being so reliant on that top-heavy mix-up.
Yeah, right? Because before, the problem was that because you could do it right, you had to always, I'm going to do the side heavies because they have armor. You had to commit to more things. Whereas in 1v1 scenarios, it's not really optimal. It doesn't feel as good. So with this, at least, you can be sure you won't be interrupted by your opponent by a quick light, for example. That works. It's super, super strong. Gives him a lot more pressure, so that's good.
No, that sounds good. But yeah, so with the chain light attack.
Yeah, with the timing. So the timing makes sure that the light finishers can be dodged. So because we give it a medium hit reaction, you could do like a chain light into a finisher light, and you couldn't dodge the finisher light. So with the chain link timing extended a little bit, it means that you can dodge those finisher light. We know like a lot of people, like, it's important to be able to dodge in between some of those lights to give people a bit more breathing room. So that's why we also adjusted that there to make sure that things would be okay and that you wouldn't feel the pressure. And it also incentivizes you to use that top heavy finisher, right? Because otherwise, if the light is undodgeable, then sometimes you go, why would I use that top heavy?
Yeah,
so,
just
we don't want people to complain about light spam anymore.
No,
so,
light spam can stay dead.
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
please.
So Shaman.
Light spam.
So for Shaman, the left and right stance, Raven's Claw and Raven's Bile. So that's a soft feint from heavy openers and chains after heavy finishers. So the sides used to be 466 and the top was 400. Now all three sides are 400.
Nice.
That gives Shaman more unreactable offense. We know from Peacekeeper, from Raider, from Aramusha, from Kensei, that those soft feints into really, really quick attacks work really well. In her case, it's a bleed that enables her to pounce and bite people and do like all sorts of cool things. Gives synergy with Nobushi, gives synergy with Peacekeeper as well. So it's really interesting. We really want her to be able to like apply that bleed more often, more consistently, and making it 400 should be unreactable even for our more crazy reaction players that we have. So that's really, really strong here. Gives her a lot more pressure in those situations and makes her quite a bit better.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds like she's going to have a lot better blood pressure.
Oh, yeah. Her blood pressure is going to go through the roof now. That's pretty good.
Chat's going to hate me for that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Blackprior. So we've also adjusted Blackberry's light finishers to now cause a medium hit reaction. It used to be a light reaction. We've also adjusted the light finisher recoveries, so you have the same frame advantage as you had before. So it means the recoveries are a little bit longer, but it also means that if a Blackberry does light to you and then he spams light, your light will beat their light. Right, so that's the idea here. We really wanted to keep that aspect really strongly. That's a very important aspect of what we did with the Core Combat update a few years ago, and it's very important to us for us to have that. Because that's now a medium hit reaction, Blackberry can now do light finisher to bulwark, into bulwark stance, into bulwark slash without getting interrupted. Similarly to what we have with Kensei, right? The idea is we want Blackberry to be able to flow more into more offense.
And like access that bulwark stance.
Exactly, right? And access that bulwark stance and be able to use the bulwark slashes a lot more effectively. Because part of the problem that Blackberry has is that he feels like a really 1-2 type of character all the time, right? You do shield bash into light finisher, shield bash into light finisher. And so having that flow coming afterwards brings a lot more variety, improves the overall flow of the character, and makes you want to use the rest of them a lot more to get into those situations.
Nice. So just kind of open them up.
Yeah, round them out a little bit, right? And also, we've also adjusted Tenebrous Thrust, and you can now cancel its recoveries with a bulwark stance, which you couldn't before. We were trying to stay away from that a little bit, but now we're trying to go into something a little bit different. Yeah, you want me to?
Oh no.
The mic? All right. I have to pick up a mic. So, all right. So I'm gonna be on this mic. Yeah. So that's it for Blackberry here, right? So we're gonna have that aspect here. Let's get to the next one. So we have a couple of other changes to other heroes. So for Kyoshin, we have Hakaze and Mujuno Kaze, which now cost 6 stamina. I said that really fast in Japanese. So basically, those are the Kaze stance, light, and zone attack.
Okay.
So they now cost 6 stamina instead of 12. Works better. Gives Kyoshin much better stamina economy.
So much less stamina, like starved all the time.
Exactly, right? So
Gotcha.
that's it goes in line with what I was saying earlier, where we want those heroes to have more stamina, less like constantly out of breath, so that's a big thing.
Yeah, because Kyoshin feels like, okay, I did my thing. Now I gotta like wait a second.
Exactly.
Okay, now I did my thing.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Right? So with this, it doesn't like completely you still have to watch your stamina, but it helps. Like every little bit helps. So every little bit helps there as well. Warmonger. So for Warmonger, Beast of Prey, which is her side dodge heavies, they now have extended dodge properties. So what does that mean? It means that she has invulnerability frames for longer. It means she has tracking break, which is what we kind of call whenever you dodge an attack, right? So the way it works is I throw an attack at you and you dodge. It kind of breaks the tracking I have towards you so that I'm going to miss. So that's the idea here. So that tracking break is longer, lets her dodge attacks more effectively. Beast of Prey is really good in group fights. Well, it was kind of okay in group fights. With this, it should be much better in group fights. Lets Warmonger reposition, throw big, heavy unblockables at people, target swap them, do all sort of stuff, and be a lot safer while she does them.
Looking forward to that one in particular. Warmonger is one of my mains. So
yeah. Then we have Griffon. So for Griffon, Helm Cleaver is now enhanced. That's dodge forward light. So for some of these heroes, and some people have probably noticed, and you probably noticed as well. In the past few seasons, we've been doing some incremental changes to some heroes, right? And sometimes it's like, oh, it's a little thing, it's a little thing, it's a little thing. In the case of Griffon here, it's not the biggest buff we've ever done, but at the same time, it's one step forward, right? And so we want to make sure that sometimes we do like these step by step, so we can do like a little bit and then evaluate. Oh, okay, well in the future, this worked well. So what else can we do to improve the character? What else can we do to improve the character? And go like a little bit slower in there. We're doing a lot more frequent updates with this, so it works really, really well. And that should also help Griffon get into better offense regardless. So it's still a good tool, and it being enhanced makes it that at least you're not going to get interrupted and then got broken externally by somebody else. So that works.
yeah, because I know in the past sometimes we'll roll out a slate of changes and we're like, oh, 80% of those were good, but like these couple, now that's the focus.
Exactly. Right.
And so this allows us to just
we go
ratchet
step by step,
it up.
and it works really well. Next, we have well, it looks like a bug fix, but it's also an improvement on the Bushi. So she can now do Viper's Retreat and Hidden Stance at 100 ms in the stance change. That used to be at 300 ms. So basically, when you change your stance, it takes overall 300 milliseconds. But you can normally attack after 100. And so Nobushi could not do Viper's Retreat or Hidden Stance until the end of that 300. And so to have a lot more consistency with when she can attack, when she can go into a Hidden Stance, we really put it at 100 MS, like what she would have when she attacks. Really helps her, again, have more fluidity a little bit here. And
It's
also,
just going to feel better.
yeah, she feels
Yeah.
better, right? Because the thing is, sometimes even for Hidden Stance, like, I do it all the time. Like because I don't go and adjust my dead zones like crazy, like some players do, which is I don't know, a great thing to do.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want to hit down, and then you were like a little bit too diagonal for some reason because you're not super accurate, like I am. I'm getting old, so. And then I hit the diagonal, and then oops, I changed my stance, and then I have to wait 300 MS before I can go into a hidden stance. So that's one of those buffs here that really helps that input comfort here. And then finally, Valkyrie. So Valkyrie's shield tackle no longer causes stamina damage. I don't know if you've seen. I think you have.
Yeah, I've
There's
seen
been
the
like
videos.
yeah, right. And there's been a big
Yeah.
tier list recently
Mhm.
for Dominion, and Valkyrie is S tier. And so we love the fact that she's strong. It's amazing that we had a really good rework with her. Like everybody's super proud of it. But at the same time, she did not need stamina damage on a unreactable bash that deals a good amount of damage. For the risk that you take when you go into it, it makes sense to have that higher damage, but she doesn't need to cause stamina damage on top of it. So we removed that stamina damage entirely there. So the hero is still strong. I don't see her dropping, but at least this should lead to a lot less frustration when facing her, because she's not meant to be a stamina bully. She's not meant to drain your stamina. And if she's doing it all the time, eventually she wears you down, and then it just gets frustrating. So we try to get away from that.
Yeah, shield tackle has a lot of modifiers on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully missing,
That little,
arguably the least of will,
Yeah.
will feel a little bit better when you're just getting kicked in the dirt by
Yeah.
her.
exactly, right? So that's it for patch notes and hero improvements.
Awesome. So you guys, this is only a like snippet of the patch notes. You can look for the full patch notes on February 2nd. They'll be up on the website. And I believe that's it for this segment, but we'll be right back with Nolan, Carl, and Luc St. Pierre for a special segment on For Honor's music and audio.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah, just consistently one of the best parts.
I am super
Yeah.
psyched for that.
So stick around. We'll be right back after the switcheroo.
All right.
I guess this is for like new music for like the menu, I guess. I really don't know. But I guess the patch notes is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like hearing nothing about the bullshit. Like I'm honestly, y'all Nabushi mains out here, it's I don't know, man. Like it's just like I just don't like it. It's like it's just something about it. Like we all got characters that we don't like in this game, or we don't like to face in this game, for a specific reason. But honestly, like I just don't want y'all to think like I'm just a hater of the bullshit. I'm not. It's just like things that she do, which is really annoying, and like I just find her like too easy to play sometimes. Depending on how people play her, like she just seems too easy to play. Like every time I play in the Bushi, I just have to deal with getting poked all the time. It's really annoying. Hopefully y'all understand what I'm trying to say here, but like it's just really hard to face in the Bushi sometimes, and I get sick of it, But I try to figure out ways to beat her. You know what I'm saying? Like and try not to complain so much about losing against her so much. Like it's just really hard to not complain about a character that pokes you to death and has a shit ton of bleed that literally it deletes your health, man. So it's like it's kind of hard not to complain about something like that. If it wasn't because of that, I would find her a really good character to play. You know what I'm saying? I'll find her a good character to play against and to play. So honestly, like that's why I don't like Bushi because it's just too easy to play.
And we're back. We're live once again. Welcome back, Warriors. Thank you for sticking around with us. I'll be honest, I am super excited for this segment here because we are about to talk about what goes into the music, the audio, and the voice acting in our game, which is something like, let's be honest, you know, when we play For Honor, it sounds amazing. Like, I mean, nobody can really argue that from the music to the acting to the sound the swords make when they stab into people. It's so incredible. So I'm very excited to be able to host this segment and introduce two amazing people who are with me on the couch today. One of which you may know, but one you're meeting for the first time. Carl, it's your first time here. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, Warriors. Hello, Nolan. Yep.
All right, awesome. Carl is our lead audio designer on For Honor 2. And we are joined by Luke, who is making a triumphant return after nearly, like, how many years? Like, it's been a couple of years.
I believe it was 3 years ago, maybe 4
3
years.
years ago.
I mean, the crew told me yesterday, but I guess I forgot already. So,
Well,
hi, everybody.
Well, Luke, welcome back. Music composer on For Honor. And Luke, can you tell everybody how long have you been music composer on For Honor?
It started, it was called it was the big revamp called Marching Fire. So I believe it was season 9.
Yeah.
2018, I believe. So yeah, since then it's been I've been a happy guy working on this franchise, really.
Well, I could tell you, my ears have been happy listening to all the music. So yes, if any of you out there have enjoyed the music since Marching Fire, you got this guy to thank for it here. So that's amazing. So again, welcome back. So yeah, I think from here we're gonna just kind of go and it'd be great to hear about kind of what you do for the game, or like what it is that you do, how you bring the music here. So
yeah, well, a lot of stuff. Yes, but I'm on the project since more or less 1 year. So I'm supervising the sound team to make sure that we deliver amazing assets and quality and time, and make sure it's following very well the vision of the project season after season. So I collaborate with other director, narrative one, and all other team to make sure it happened well. And for sure, I collaborate with exterior provider as the sound studio for the voice actor, the actor, and also composer as Luke for the project. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. So it's for sure it's a team working. So we work with computer, but we work also a lot with the people on the project. We have a lot of collaboration to deliver together to make sure that the vision is really clear years after years, season after season in all the content. So we need to understand where we come from and where we are going to make sure that the sound is evolving really well season after season. So it's why I'm working with all these collaborators. Yeah.
Awesome. And how about you, Luke?
Yeah, well, since you talk about collaboration, after they've done all their work of defining the character and the mood of the season, I guess my task is to interpret that correctly. Sometimes, I take weird direction and I am being, called to order. But yeah, it's they do a nice job of defining the parameter that I'm going to have to work with. The character, the sometime and most of the time geographical space or place where we are, era. So it's up to me to take it all and to define the music to tell the story within my 4 minutes. I have 4 minutes to tell that musically to tell that story.
Wow.
Basically, I mean, it's a big round. It's a quick roundup, but basically it's that a bit.
For sure. Well, again, really cool. And again, what you can do in 4 minutes of music is still like absolutely incredible. So very cool. So I mean, as we're talking about kind of what goes into there. I mean, Carl, do you want to talk a bit more about how do we get into a season? Like as far as the music, the production, the audio, like how does that all come to play?
Yeah. For sure, each season it's a collaboration with everyone on the project. So foreigner teams, exterior partner as Luke or music supervisor too also. But first we need to really clarify the vision exactly. So the keywords of the season, what exactly lead the season, what is the pillar of the season. An example, this season, the Afira one. So we need to clarify an example in the vision. So at the beginning, we talk about the celestial sphere, the mathematics, the astrology, all this aspect of the season, the stars, the beautiful sky also. So when we start to talk about that, really quickly we say, oh, why not go with minimalist music with really strong ostinato and leitmotif that could be really well reflect the mood of the season. So at this point, we clarify that, and then we talk a lot with Luc, what it means for you that musically in the mood of For Honor, how we could build it. And so a lot of discussion, version, he did a lot of back and forth about that. So at some point, we was really happy and say, okay, now it's cool. We're happy with that. So do we need just re-record some instrument to make sure it's as good as we want? And if yes, we do, and then mix it and put it in the game. So that's the kind of workflow we do for that.
That's really cool to think, like, to kind of hear like all the thought that goes into the considerations you take, the thought that goes into. I love the idea of the mathematics of the approach of this idea of the celestial sphere. It's very cool, very cool. Again, sorry, I enjoyed this. I'm enjoying the segment already. So it's very cool. So that's awesome. So that's a bit about the process behind it and for the vision there. And, again, I think when we talk about the music of the season too, look, I mean, I've said before, I'm a huge fan, but I know a lot of people out there are also big fans of the music and what goes into that. Do you want to talk a bit more about that and maybe, what's gone into the music of the year?
I could react to, what Cal was talking about, the last season, the one we're in right now. The sphere and the celestial and the mathematical and scientific aspect of it. If you try to bring that into music, there are things we can try. I mean, we're not sure that this is going to work, but the string ostinatos is a mechanical thing, so it could maybe trigger ideas of engineering or science. And melodically, I was making use of successive fourth, let's say, or fifth, for those who are familiar with some musical term, but it's pretty basic. But so hopefully, I mean, these theory that I used in the music brought the people to think that this is like some kind of a mathematical and scientific aspect of the game. As for the sphere and the immensity and beauty of everything, I had the beautiful voice of Habib Hosseini, the singer that we can hear. And a fun fact about me using his voice was that I was given his name, and then I watched on YouTube the guy sing, and I was blown away completely by his performance. And I had goosebumps, and I said, okay, I really want this guy. And to get the team to get a glimpse of what I was going to work with, I took the YouTube excerpt and
Nice.
and I wrote the orchestral score around it. And I usually would have had him redo it, but I said we like it, so why redo it if we like it already? So what I did, I kept it, did the orchestration, and then I wrote the second part of the cue, and I sent it to Habib, and I said, now I wrote around your voice, now you're going to sing on top of my music. And so this is how it was basically done for the fourth season.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and for the other season, I mean, if you want a glimpse of the other ones,
I would love a glimpse of the other ones. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. I mean, this whole year
right,
6,
all right,
like
all
all the
right. Go
thematics
ahead.
of year 6. Please.
Okay. Let's go backwards. Since
Sure.
we started with season 4, let's go with season 3. It was the Demon Dagger, and talking about collaboration, I also have my collaborator, the musician. So Habib was an inestimable or valuable, or how should I say? Anyway,
I'll accept both of them.
a very important part of my of the beauty of the queue. And for each season, I rely on these very good performers. So for the Demon Dagger, I had Maya Kuroki, who was doing the demon voice. So I mean, whenever you put a microphone in front of her voice, you're going to be scared. I mean, she is an instrument in itself. And I think people would like to know that or you thought it was a funny fact that she was also the voice of Hitokiri.
That's
So-
and that's the thing.
Oh, okay, it's revealed now. So
No, it's a great fact because again, people kind of like had that thought, you know. They remember all the way back to the Hitokiri trailer and kind of like the raspy like you know ethereal voice of the Hitokiri. And I know I saw people discussing about the Yogomo when it was released. They're like, wow, they sound like maybe they could be sisters or something or something there. But turns out there's a reason for that. So
yeah. So anyway, that collaborator was also a very helpful for me to give the the sound of the season. Like the rest is almost accessory. So good she is. And if we keep going down, we're at season 2
Yep.
of year 6. The Curse of the Scarab.
yeah.
And who does not think about Duduk when he sees the desert, or thinking about Middle Orient? So I was blessed with this Duduk player in Armenia. His name is Tigran Alexanian. I like to say the name because these people deserve their moment.
Yeah,
So it's their moment right now. So Tigran, I sent him a track. He's in Armenia, and he booked a studio. And he took my track and he played his duduk on top of it, and he sent me all the tracks. And like many other composers do, I suppose, we cut it, take chunks. He had many takes that he sent, and I choose the best part or the one that fitted the best, and that's how the track was built.
Wow.
It's not rocket science at some
It
point.
sounds a little like maybe brain surgery at least,
Well,
but
there's
yeah.
writing, there's montage, there's like sitting and listening and good, not good. It's all decision making at some point. And to finish season 21, I have a soft spot for season 21 because
really
I have
good.
a very soft spot for Coral Egan voice. Coral is Irish, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. I'm open to being corrected. But and we wanted some magical and mystical thing with the season 21. Gaelic voice, these kind of territories, elfic feeling. So because she, I believe, she is Irish, Gaelic was not that complicated for her, but we still hired a vocal coach to make sure she had the right intonation. But her voice is just wow. I listen to this and I'm just in awe every time. So I want to thank them live. All these collaborators made me look good. So thank you.
Yeah. Well,
It's a quick roundup. It's a bit anecdotic, but it's pretty much how it's being done.
Well, it sounds really cool, and I don't know because I was so focused on you. I don't know if we played. We had Max play. You played already? I'm sorry, I was too focused on you. You even got to see some of the studio going by. I missed it, but yeah, it was really good too. But yeah, it's just it's incredible to see. I don't know. So it's really incredible to see like all the work that goes into that, and really just all the I think sometimes maybe we take a bit for granted, just when we boot up the game and we start to hear the musics of the new seasons as they come in, and how much work and effort goes into that, just from the conception phase to.
It's always a bit of a stress too. Stress, not a big stress, but I hope every season, I will be at the height of it that is expected from the team and from the people who play, and I've shown appreciation, so I appreciate, to work on that all the time. But there's always a bit of a stress. Or is it gonna be good this year, even for me,
Well, again, I think I know a lot of people liked it out there. And again, if you were one of those who really enjoyed all the music that was composed for year 6, special treat for you. On February 3rd, you're actually going to be able to download the OST, or I guess the original game soundtrack. And there's a link there. You'll see it in the chat if you want to go. But it's free. You can just go and follow the link, and you'll be able to download that. So it'll be released on February 3rd. So yeah, you can just listen along to all the amazing work that went into that. So thank you so much, Luke, for walking us through all that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Cool. But to now kind of switch gears a little bit. Now we've sorry. Okay. Oh. Okay, so now we're gonna roll the video. So, okay, see, I misunderstood. So, sorry. But this is the video I was talking about. I thought I missed it, but yeah, this is Luke, do you want to maybe tell people a bit what they're seeing here?
Am I live right now?
Yeah, you're
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, this is Ocean Way, as you can see in Nashville. They recorded we do strings apart from the brass because the brass are so loud. Then I cannot mix the strings anymore after. Yeah, and it gives me some liberty, to maybe sometime copy sections. Even with the orchestra recording, there is a bit of a montage. And what you've seen just a bit earlier. So this is my Missy studio. Sorry.
Oh, by the way, guys,
but you're in the.
if y'all don't want to see all the music and soundtracks and everything, this video is going to be
we do. I have
uploaded
to do
both of
mock-ups,
my channels. It's
and
going to be
so the
uploaded
team
to
can
my
have
Twitch channel
a
and
good
my
idea
YouTube
of
channel.
how it's gonna
So
sound.
if y'all don't want to see this, y'all can go
And
ahead
the
rewind
new
forward.
Sound library that
to
are
the
available for us
other part.
composer are just amazing.
For the
Yeah.
video.
So the orchestra
gotta
is a
see
nice, very nice
those are the
bonus,
ones that,
and thanks to Ubisoft actually
see
to
on this.
even allowing this.
Yeah.
I feel very lucky for that. But yeah, all the sound bank allows me to do a nice mock-up, and then after we redo it with real instrument and mix it all up together.
All right. Super cool. All right. Well, I'm so glad we got to share that video again. 'Cause
That's
it was
every
great.
line,
So
guys.
thanks,
I meant
Max.
fast
Appreciate that
forward, my
behind the
bad.
scenes there.
I'm
Okay.
used to saying rewind a lot. Fast
So yeah,
forward
but so where I was going prior to that though, I wanted to switch gears back and talk to Carl a bit more about the Ephira now. So we've introduced the Ephira. This is what this whole Warriors Den is about. Is you saw the character, the reveal trailer. You learned about the narrative, saw the armor sets. We talked about the gameplay and the animation, but there's also a lot of work that goes into the audio, what the character sounds like, the voice acting, all of that. So, Carl, do you want to talk a bit about what goes into bringing the voice of the Ephira to life in our game?
Yes, for sure, For Honor is a fighting game, so it's very important for us to put a lot of energy on the voice, but mostly on the barks. Yeah, I don't mean barks as a dog barks, but mostly onomatopoeia, onos.
It's audio terms here, yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
So these ono for us are really important because it's a fight game and we want to understand exactly what we do, what we does, and what enemy does mostly during the battle fight moment. So that is the first challenge we have to make sure it's really clear, really efficient too. And we need to find a good language for each character, new character we bring in the games, because it's bring all the mood from him. It creates authenticity to the character. So we work really hard to find the best actor in the world that could speak this specific language to make it as amazing it should be.
Sure.
So that is another challenge. An example, Ephira is Arabic, but not modern one. It's classical one. So we need to pay this attention to find the good one. Why? Because we have a lot of Hono in the fight, but some specific movement related only to Ephira that make Ephira unique in the games. So this specific fight movement, we want to cover with a bit more lores in that. So we asked the scriptwriter to write some lines we spoken during the fight, just to make it more realistic and with the beautiful background that it should have. So that is another part of the challenge we have. Yeah, also in the Ephira trailer, if I'm right, we have Ephira lines that come from a specific fight movement. So I don't know if you will find it next time you check the trailer, but pay this attention. So again, in the trailer, not in the trailer, but in what we need to do for the specific actor, because when we record it, we know which movement he does, but we don't know exactly in 1 year, whatever the number of season, what will be the new content, new execution we need to cover with that. So in fact, we absolutely need to record a bunch of usable assets that we may use for create the next execution. So with specific intention, specific emotion that we be usable to create our next intention in the execution, emote or whatever. But the challenge it is every character may use maybe this shared asset or execution or whatever. So it should be really coherent around every character we done for the player. So, an example: if the character laugh in the game, the laugh should be similar in attention, projection, emotion, duration, all these aspects among all the characters, so all the actors, to make it efficient and similar, but with a small personality for each character.
So it sounds like a lot of thought and work goes into, again, finding the right voice actor, actress in this case, and yeah, making sure. So it's definitely not just somebody in the office just, oh yeah, we're gonna read a script today. It's like, no, we put a lot of work into finding just the right person for that, and yeah, it really helps bring the heroes to life. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for walking us through all that, and thank you again, Luke, for sharing all.
pleasure.
You
Thanks
know,
for inviting me.
yeah, that deep dive, that super quick. I could have definitely, gone deeper, sometime, but on all the music and everything that goes into that, it's really cool to hear. So,
Thank you very much.
great stuff. So, thank you both for coming and for being here, and yeah, we'll have to have you back sometime in the future as we have more music and stuff to talk about in the future at a later time.
Later.
We'll go for that. So that's about it for this segment. So we stick around though, because we're gonna come back. We're gonna wrap up a bit. Gonna show you a bit of the fun content of the week and things coming out very soon. So we'll see you very soon. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, yeah, finally made it to the wrap up. So, like I said, I want y'all to give me all your opinions of what y'all think about everything that's going to be happening for this for the new hero and stuff like that. So just let me know what y'all think about it, because honestly, like I'm loving everything they're saying about the new hero and everything else. I'm just really excited to actually play or release. I'm probably gonna see if I can run running with a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like probably with a couple of friends to see if they want to run. You know what I'm saying? Like when I do get the character bigger. So I'm just like a couple of friends will run, and then we're gonna see if we can like actually get a video out with this character. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like really wanting to, play this character. So but I have enjoyed this stream. So just hoping that y'all have too. Like I said, the armor and everything and the weapons that they have made for the characters look beautiful.
And we are back. What's
Super
up,
back.
Nolan?
What's up, man? It's been forever, man.
I know. It's been like a whole 2 hours.
It
just
has
about.
been. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It's crazy. I love it when the Warriors stands a little beefier.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
This one was particularly full of the beef.
Full of beef, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot to recap, but why don't you run us through?
Yes, thank you so much, Brian. So again, thanks everybody for sticking around so far. Just as a quick recap, this has been the Aphira live stream. So you got to see the hero, the trailer, the narrative, the gameplay, the animation, the audio. I just it was so great to kind of show all these moving parts that come together to bring a hero to life. So that's great. Reminder too, February 2nd, you'll be able to play the Aphira herself. There'll be the TU drop. There's a free event pass, new cosmetics, new armor variations. You saw some of the patch notes. Keep an eye out because you can see the full list next week as well. We talked about the music, the audio, free week starting February 2nd as well. So what better time to just come back and play some For Honor, or convince your friends to play For Honor, because hey, it's crossplay, it's free. There's a new hero. There's just so much to do. There's so much to do.
So good. You can introduce them to the golf-like experience of For Honor, meaning that you're like, why am I doing this? And then you do the thing and you're like, this is why I do this.
Did you equate For Honor to golf just now?
Well, it's the shots that keep you coming back.
I see this. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see.
I don't play golf. I'm sorry. No. Okay. So so beyond that, as
I don't either.
I love that we can do references.
I only
to
play
things we
golf
don't
with
play.
friends.
That's I get that. I get that one. I get that reference. Okay. So a couple other reminders. Hero Fest, the Kyoshin on February 23rd and the Nusha on March 9th. So keep an eye out for those two. Again, the Nusha love, right?
Oh yeah,
We gotta-
everybody's favorite goth girlfriend.
It's yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. I would have thought maybe Shaman. I could see Nisha. She's got some good.
Yeah,
Good-
yeah, I
good,
mean, she's subtle about it. Shaman
yeah.
leans into it
leans heavy
and then
into it.
bites.
Oh boy! All right, and of course the other reminder to the For Honor anniversary, 6 years, people, 6-year anniversary, February 14th. Make sure you don't make any other plans that day. I mean, you shouldn't be doing anything else but playing For Honor on the anniversary. Make sure you log into, especially for the. Oh, here it is, the elite
This is
outfit.
literally the
I
game
told
that
you
I
it was going to look
literally
awesome.
play. That is the
Love
only
this.
game
The
that I
plays on
literally play
purples and
besides
oranges
Call of
here.
Duty and everything
That's the
else.
best. Purple
This is
outfits are
literally
the
the only game I
best.
play.
They are.
So that is
I
great.
leave
And
no
of course,
choice.
Blades of the Vanguards, returning limited time execution here, so you can pick that up for 7K steel. And it's a good one. The Omni Slash, the Fate Stay, the stabby, other
Unlimited
things.
power.
Unlimited power. So there you
Yeah,
go.
that tells you about my taste in anime. But we have content of the week, January 26th. We're going to have Emote Stars of Destiny. I like this one. I got galaxy projectors in my office at home. So this
You were
one-
saying that, yeah.
This one really resonates.
And you
with
said
me.
projectors, too.
Yeah, you gotta have full coverage, man.
That's
you
it.
gotta get the whole thing.
Okay.
And then we've also got a signature Solstice Fire Dance, so you can complete the ostentatious John Yu Fireman outfit.
It's good.
Get it.
It's good.
But that's not all. There's more. On February 2nd to February 23rd, we have some time-limited stuff. We've got the Friendly Genie Execution.
Oh, look at that.
So, bonk. Yeah.
We're bonking everybody this season. I love it.
Aladdin would have had a lot fewer problems if you'd had that.
We just lean into the bonk.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then if you really want to convey the Riz or shut it down, you got your Sassy Finger Snap, which I'm personally.
Can you
gonna put
give
that
us your
immediate-
best sassy finger?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Whoa,
put that
whoa.
straight on my Warmonger.
That was like
that one's for me.
That was like an inverted Z.
Oh yeah.
I tried to do like the
Z for those of us from America.
Merc.
Yeah.
Um,
And then we got the
stop.
Mythic Outfit, Arabian Night Sky. Love the effect with this one, and just I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill with my Celestial Sphere, and yes,
And there's a lamp
Yeah.
too. Yeah, look at that. We brought the lamp.
Ilion Lamp. And so you can get those for 10K, 5K, and 15K steel, respectively. But I'm excited because we're bringing back a segment. So a little bit of background. I did my thing that I do, and I watched every single Warriors Den watch party from the last live Warriors Den
Okay.
on
all right.
YouTube and Twitch. It took me
boy.
like 14, 15 hours. It was awesome. I didn't sleep. But when I was watching Havoc's stream, he got all excited because when we said content of the week, he thought we were bringing back Community Spotlight.
Ah, okay.
And so joke's on him. We're bringing it back now. So
You get
gotcha.
Havoc. It's for
I-
you.
We're watching. So we've got some, we got 5 clips we pulled from Reddit. So the first one is, it goes in the square hole.
Yes.
So everything goes in the square hole. Got a
Oh.
Warlord? It goes in the square hole.
That's
And I love this because the whole team respawns, comes back, and this gladiator is just like, yeah, no problem. I know exactly where you go,
It's just-
Magi.
just eat the Medjay tier 4 and just say nope.
In the square hole. So no matter what it is, it goes in the square hole.
There you go. Amazing. Oh no, there's
So
still
good.
another one.
Yep, yep. And point. Bye.
Wow.
So
Then we have double sentencing. So
point, I just
Pirate
wouldn't even
getting
try with
exactly
that
what
one.
she deserves, and poor Shaolin. That's
Is that what
pretty-
Shaolin deserves?
Yeah, well, it was there. And you know, sometimes the bots, you think you're smarter than them. You're like, oh, it's a level 3 bot, whatever. And then turns out that level 3 bot had 200 IQ.
That's a lot of IQ.
Yep,
Oh my gosh.
there it goes.
You planned that. You planned that.
The bots know. And I love this one, Warden in Skyrim. And apparently the author behind this is actually has gotten a couple movesets to work.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, so. Now for all the law boys out there, sometimes you just got to party with your boys. Random Shaolin comes up, tries to party with you, and you can guess what happens. As soon
I mean,
as
it
they
fades to
stop
black. I
partying.
think it faded to black for a good reason. there,
Yeah,
because you
that
don't want to see much
Shaolin
about
got
it.
obliterated
No.
in half a second. One last thing, prime reminders. Today's the last day to sign up. Competition starts on the 28th, and then the broadcast of the finals and the grand finals is on the 5th.
Nice.
So just to really drill it home, we're going to roll the Pro-Am trailer one
Good
last
trailer.
time for you.
So good. All right.
Someday, only in Heatmore. Wake up, Warriors. It's your turn to ledge the competition. You thought tournaments were only for sweaty nerds and a broken controllers, think again. Now there's a chance for you to test your metal alongside the giddy kings of comms. You're about to see some of the most wild team comps in Heatmore history, including Deathfall R Us, the Goki Dokis, Please Stop Hitting Me, and the Beast Daddy. 2 profusely perspiring pros will be paired with 2 vetted amateurs to ensure Papa Smurf doesn't ruin the fun. So get ready to see warriors from all skill levels, from meta maniacs to your average Kyoshin cosplayer. We have what you need. Sign-ups begin soon, so don't miss out on the lowest stakes event this side of the Cataclysm. Be there or bring dishonor on your house forever.
So there you go. Head on over to Battlefy, sign up for the Pro-Ams. If you haven't already, sign-ups end tonight at 11:59 p.m. EST. That's 5 a.m. UTC for y'all on the other side of the pond. But thank you so much for joining us for another live Warriors Den. And stick around because we're going to make good on a promise we made back in July and actually raid Kenzo this time. So stick around. We're going to raid Kenzo. But yeah, one last thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you for being here with me, Nolan.
I'm so glad to be here. This was great. So thank you, Brian. And
yeah, so we're going to do one last look at that Boss Afira trailer, and then we're going to raid Kenzo.
All right, cool.
All right. See you on the battlefield.
Bye, everyone.
What is fate, if not an ally? A friend who walks with us in life. A guide who delivers us to journey's end. Too long have we stood aside. Now, at last, we enter the fray. We are the Afira. Let us light your path.
That trailer will be forever awesome. One of the best trailers that I've seen in For Honor for a character, you know? It's different. You feel me, guys? You can just see it. And also feel it too a little bit. But I don't know, I think that was is that it, guys? Yes it is. That is the end of the hero reveal stream. Yeah. So like I said, guys, this is gonna be going on both of my channels. It's gonna be going on my Twitch channel, and this is also going on my YouTube channel. So just for you that like the video, go ahead and hit that like button for me and sub if y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I have a lot of good content on my channel. I'm soon gonna be putting scary games on the channel. Because I said I was gonna be having a Resident Evil series coming very, very soon. But this video is probably going up probably today. Because like I know I told y'all that I was not going to be posting any other content except Call of Duty. But when I heard that this was coming out, I had to get this out today. So this is definitely gonna be going on the channel today. So after this, then it should be nothing but Call of Duty content until we finish up the series, and then it's going to be the Resident Evil series that we're pretty much going to be doing right after all of that. So let me know down in the comments what y'all think about it and everything. Me personally, what I think about it, I think that it's really good, and I love the idea of the character, I love the armor, I love everything about the character, man, and I can't wait for her to come. She comes February 2nd, guys. Just to let y'all know, she comes February 2nd, so be on the lookout for her because I'm probably gonna get her day one. She come out. I'm already gonna get my stuff, so I can already have the stuff for her when she comes. So I'll be able to get her day one, and we're definitely gonna be having a video on her. So stay tuned for that, guys. But yeah, that's it for today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna catch y'all. I'll catch y'all later, guys. It's your boy Cyber, and I'm out. Peace.